Welcome everybody to Rajiv's Roundtables. I don't know what I'm calling this. And I am sitting here today with multiple people whose intros I forgot. I asked them for their intros and now I forgot what their intros were because I didn't look at them. So we'll have them just introduce themselves, I guess. I don't know. Nick, you're a writer. You've been on a bunch of stuff. You're a comedian.
Right now, this is my best credit I got going for me.
Right here, Rajiv's Roundtables.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just named it like a minute ago.
Oh, he's actually been using that credit for 2 years.
Oh, in anticipation of. That's what's amazing. You were hoping that's actually, that's why you were emailing me every week. Like, when are these going to go?
Exactly.
I'm waiting to get into the comedy festival of Aspen.
If you
it's not there anymore.
you put something out in the universe, it means email somebody relentless and keep asking about Aspen Comedy Festival. Bring it back.
And here we are. They need to. We need to petition it. Conan
and Fallon, but you know what? You're already watching. You know, they don't care about
He's only done them sexually. So.
He's done the host. He hasn't done the
when
actual
I say
show.
He's been on Fallon, I mean
actually.
He was, okay.
Yeah. That's
Fallon hates that
well
show.
done. Nick Vatterott.
Thank you.
Pallavi Gunalan.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
You've been here before. You've done What Do You Bring to the Table?
I have.
You said I have a table.
Yeah, you have a table fetish.
Because this is round tables. What do you bring to the table?
I challenge you to a picnic.
I love this. And you, I don't know, you've been writing, you're a comedian. I don't know, what are your credits? Well, the whole reason I ask people in
Take the
advance.
blazer off, bitch. Professionality of what's going on here. I will flip this table.
That's what it should be called.
Yeah, what are your credits? Is
What
the
are
name
your
of the
credits?
show.
Or flip the
this
table.
I wrote for Crooked Media for a few years. I've been on Dropout TV. I've been touring. I don't know.
No, you do know. That's well said. You know better than I do because I'm supposed to know this. Nakul Makkad?
Yeah, Makkad, yeah.
Makkad.
That's
That
very
sounds so good
correct.
to hear.
Wow, I
Yeah.
know. Jeez, you fit right in this room.
It's the
Nick,
DR.
can you leave for a minute so we
Yeah.
can just have our Indian moment?
that's fine.
Thank you, or Desi.
If you could. I mean, if you could say
Take
that
all the tea
syllable.
with him.
Well, you know, that's how they hooked us in the first place.
Yeah. No, I'm always confused because actually now I host a South Asian sketch show called Please Take Off Your Shoes, one of my credits. But I always falter at how to introduce myself. Like, do I say Nakul Makkad or am I Nakul Makkad?
You better be Nakul Makkad.
That's what Hassan Minhaj did. He used to call himself Hassan Minhaj because it had like a Hassan Minhaj. And then I remember when he became Hassan Minhaj.
Yep.
It's more syncopated. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I feel like Ellen is where you figure that out.
True.
Yeah.
It's fully dependent on the amount of work you want to do to get to know who I am.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, it's like I'm Raj to most people.
Yes.
But then if you really want to know, then I'm Rajiv.
Exactly.
And I started doing the hard J this year because I always call myself Rajiv, like ZH. Because it was like Middle Eastern, European cool. But now I'm
It
like,
was really cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. But now I'm not. I'm like Rajiv with the hard J. I changed my name this year, just this year.
And do you
2026 in case we don't edit this in time. So.
And do you feel different?
I do. I feel like I'm more authentically a brown guy because Rajiv isn't the name.
Sure.
Well, neither's what Pallavi. What did you get called?
I get called Pallavi, Pallavi, all of those.
Palate cleanser.
I say white people call me Pilates. It's
Oh, that's good. Pilates is good.
Yeah.
But that's kind of good. It's like yoga adjacent.
Yeah. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I get, I'm Nick, and sometimes I get dick face. A lot of people just say, hey, dick face.
That's new.
Get out of my way.
That's how you are in my phone.
I
I just want to make sure I know it's you.
right. When it comes to know not to answer.
What does the emoji look like? That's what it is. It just an eggplant?
Yeah.
It's eggplant with the two masks, the
line
silent,
with
the
the
like
line.
drama and comedy masks.
It's the jazz hands on each side of the.
You know, a friend of mine once told me he's an actor, and he goes, you know, when we do jazz hands, we are usually moving our hands at 2 different rates. He goes, you don't think you are, but he goes, if you're right-handed, you're going way faster.
Masturbation too.
Yeah.
Well,
That's how
or you sit on your
men do
hand
it.
until it goes to
If you're an
sleep.
actor, he's like, yeah, I was acting.
I was acting. I'm a method actor.
Yeah.
So I always do that. That's true. So speaking of things that are not true, what a segue. One of the questions I want to ask you, Law, is, you know, there's conventional wisdom, quotes and things that people say to you all the time that they think are true. And you're like, no, that's BS. That's not true at all. Is there like a quote that stands out or just general advice you get where you're like, no, I completely disagree. Anyone jump in at any point.
I'll say, well, we were, I think I misunderstood the question. Because
That was quick. Should I ask it the way I wrote it?
Well,
Okay,
because there was 2 you gave in the example, and one of them was, what was it? Is it better to do the
It's
right
the
thing,
way-
the wrong thing, or
nothing.
Or
It's
nothing
the
at
Winston
all.
Churchill of like.
And
sorry
that was
to the
such an
Indians.
insane quote to me.
Right.
Just the
Aren't you
idea.
supposed to do the right thing?
So the quote goes,
Never. Yeah,
Never
there's a
did right.
self-righteous
Are
Spike
you-
version.
Lee be
Nothing at
damned. Spike Lee be
Right.
damned. Okay, the quote, just for the listeners and the viewers, is in any situation, Winston Churchill apparently said this. Screw Winston Churchill, by the way, as an Indian. But he said, this is probably why I don't like the book. In any situation, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing.
This
I
is.
thought he said the best thing you can do is genocide. That's what.
It's being carried on today.
Body.
The tradition lives on.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job. They're keeping it moving.
It's such a, and maybe this kind of will I'll answer the question the way you wanted it to be answered. Like it's so it's so issue specific, like for instance, when it's like people are like, speak your truth, it's like, no, not everyone should speak their truth. I've been to every state in this country. I think a lot of people need to keep their truth to themselves. Not everybody needs to. Everyone should vote. No, a lot of people shouldn't
Definitely
vote.
not.
So not everybody needs to speak the truth or vote, or or a situation like that. The idea is like if you see a wrongdoing, you should try to do something. Sure, if a man is punching a baby in the face, I should intervene, right?
And continue punching the baby.
Yeah.
Help him out. He gets tired.
His jazz hands are getting tired.
He doesn't have tools
One
on
hand is
hand.
going faster than the other.
Two right hands will really take care of that.
What did you interpret the question to be originally?
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
Well, no, I didn't know I was supposed to come in with my own quote.
Oh, so you were going off the prompt. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, thought you were going to react to those two.
To those two quotes.
So my
Gotcha.
other quote is everybody's winging it all the time. People say that, but that's just not true.
No.
I'm not winging it all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
the intros,
Right, sure.
but everything else.
The
right,
name
is
of the
well-
entire show.
Yeah,
Like, that's
all of
different.
it is so maybe a bad example.
The question about winging it.
Fatherhood,
Yeah.
probably, I'm guessing.
Sure.
Oh my God. Okay, so you thought you were going to opine about these two things, about these two quotes.
About this specifically, I was thinking, yeah, exactly. There's so many situations where you try to help out, and then you could make things worse, and you would have been better off just to. You know what I think about sometimes? I was at the airport one time, and in the concourse in front of the gates, right? And there's nowhere to sit at all, and it's packed in there, and there's this person walking, and they have all their bags, and they're just looking for a spot, and there's an empty spot, and this person goes over, and the person next to them, he's like, "Do you mind if I sit here?" And the person goes, "Yes, as a matter of fact, I do." It was just completely rude to this person.
This happened.
I
really
watched,
happened.
I watched this happen, okay?
Okay.
And then this person was deflated and then kind of moving along. And I was like, and I looked around and no one was said anything. And I'm going, if you see something, say something. Speak up. Complicity is as bad as violence. And I'm thinking about all those things. Like, I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna do something. And I go, you can't just say someone can't sit there. There's nowhere to sit. This person's having a hard time. You can't just be. It's so rude. And this person goes, "This goes back to Jamba Juice." And I go, "What?"
Whoa, okay, this person was ready.
Yeah, and they go, "Yeah, me and that person, we had a thing at Jamba Juice, and that's why I don't want that specific person sitting." And I was just like, and I don't know what happened at Jamba Juice.
Wow.
But I definitely was like, sometimes I need to. And this
You
person.
have the most Larry David-esque experience.
Yeah. Womp, womp, womp. Yeah.
And then I lost my seat because I got up to do this thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And the person who was struggling took it, and then I didn't sit next to this person.
No good deed goes unpunished, right?
That's what it is.
Another one we can debate.
Which I mean, that's a great segue. But this actually happened. You intervened, and then the next time something like this happened, did you learn your lesson? You're like, you know what? Or were you like, that was so specific to that situation?
It's case by case. Sometimes you're going into a situation. If you can watch everything, you don't always know what unfolded before you got there.
So do you think you should have started with a question? You would have been like, hey, could I? That would have been very Larry.
Yeah.
What happened there with the guy who came? You didn't let him sit down. Like they could have done that.
That would have been funny if I gave that person my seat and then
you
I
checked
tried to
out.
take that
Yeah,
one to
that's
see
what I
what
was
would happen.
thinking.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
It
kids would
feels
do.
like one of those phone games.
Yeah,
You're trying to-
Exactly.
Like a Tetris type.
Yeah.
Well, what kids would do that on the playground if you were like, oh, I'll trade you seats. If you
Yeah.
wanted your friend to sit and then you trade and then your friend would
That
take
also
the
happens
swing.
in
Yeah.
prison yards.
Oh.
Where Pallavi has the most experience.
Yeah. I forgot to drop my other credit.
Yeah.
It's not Oz. It's not Oz. Should we go with no good deed goes unpunished? I mean, is that one of yours, or you just?
No, that was just that made me think of that. But I mean, in today's climate, that could go either way, right?
Yeah.
But the one that I was thinking of when I came here was you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Okay, I'm so glad you're going with this. That's on the wall at my gym, and I have such issues with this with the denominator. Okay, I don't want to steal your thunder.
No, I 100% do not agree with this quote. Because there are times and places where, dude, don't take the shot. Mm-hmm. Someone else should be taking the shot instead, or by taking the shot.
He's more of an improv guy.
Sure.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Well, there are different ways to take it, right? Like, meaning that
shoes.
I don't have to take every shot, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's not necessarily on me in the sense that, yes, someone else should take the shot.
That's
or
like me in the Secret Service. I'm like, somebody else can
exactly. Dude, that's how I feel about going to war, right? You know, I'm like, there are these other kids that go to the gym all day. Send them to war, right? Like, I will stay here and I'll make sure the books are good, you know? Like,
be a captain for war.
Yeah.
War librarian.
Yeah.
The war librarian.
But no, in the sense of too, like, I remember, you know, starting off in like the media industry like a couple of years ago, we actually sat down at that table and Rajiv gave me like a lot of good advice and things like that. And
it led you to this.
It
so
did
clearly.
lead me back right here to the same garage. Sketchy.
Live.
Exactly.
Actually, I call it garage now.
Garage. Yeah. The soft. Yeah. But when I came into it, you know, I feel like there are a lot of outsiders who are like, hey, just like go into every room and like you'll, you know, capture the attention of someone and like just take every shot. And being around actual industry more, and I think this applies to media and non-media. I have like a long 8-10 year career in private sector we talked about, which is that, dude, sometimes you take the shot and you're not ready and you lose everyone's trust, right? Show up when you're exactly. Show up when you're ready to show up. Take the shot when you're ready to take the shot. And it's totally fine if sometimes you look at an opportunity and you're like, hey, that's not me right now, but maybe that's me in 2 years. And like
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Eventually.
Yes.
I had an issue with just the math of it. Because
you said denominator, and I'm like, this fucking bitch.
it's true. Like you also miss 43% and 86% and everything else because it's the denominator the way it is.
Sure.
It's over zero.
It doesn't have to be all inclusive.
I think it does.
Okay.
Well, the limit does not exist. Is really
Yeah,
what
that's
Rajiv
what
was
I'm
saying.
driving at. Thank you for picking up
The
on that.
limit
I got
for
you.
shots you don't get does not exist. Nick is having such a mind.
He's like,
Yeah, they don't do this type of math in white schools. Yeah.
Especially in brown school.
This is how brown people flirt.
Yeah.
It truly is, dude.
Well, I love that. Was that Sammy Abethi's got that joke where he's like, and I saw my ex, and I was like, why? And I'm like, oh, that's great.
Sammy's he's got a whole, I don't want to blow up his spot, but he's got a whole like mean value theorem bit right now that
It's
is
good.
great. Yeah.
It's good. His stuff is great.
Well, real quick, speaking of flirting, I do think, because if you take that 100%, a guy who walks into the bar and hits on every single woman in the bar is
not gonna work.
You
Not
know,
gonna work.
like,
Yeah.
100%, dude.
100%.
100%.
Well, that was in Beautiful Mind, right? Where you don't go to you go to the prettiest person, right? Just make it gender right? But in that one, they all go to talk to the hot one.
Right.
And then all the second-rate ones are left out, and then they all strike out. But if they all go for the second rate and leave the main one out, then it's Neil.
Is that why no one ever hits on
love
me?
Yeah, that's why.
podcasting with men.
What'd you say?
We're
I
using.
love podcasting with men.
It's about,
I thought you'd be on board with
These
that.
second-rate hoes. These ugly bitches. They got nothing else to offer.
We all know there can only be one hot person in a
You know
room
when
at
you
a
go in
time.
a room
Yeah.
and there's the one you want and
Yeah.
then the rest.
yeah.
Anyways, these cars.
Yeah, let's change it to carbs instead of what's yours, Pallavi? Since we're coming to you last as the woman, so yeah,
Mine, just like rights. Mine would be. I hate when people are like when something bad happens and people are like, "Well, everything happens for a reason."
Let's go on
I'm
this
like,
one.
yeah, those reasons are bad. Okay, God is dead, or we should kill him. Okay? Like, I just don't. I'm like. That is the least comforting thing. And it's so, there's such a presumption associated with like what your spirituality is or like what you believe in that statement of like fate and destiny, all this stuff. I'm like, that's not the reason babies are dead. Like if that's part of the plan, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that. I hate that phrase.
Yeah.
So let's unpack that, as people say these days. Do you think that it's just a series of random events, like it's just chaos? Or
I don't necessarily think it's chaos, because I do think people have free will. I'm just like, now my brain is melting. I don't know. I just don't like when people try to brush away suffering as though it had to happen, or like it's an okay loss, because I do think that like sometimes we have to say that to ourselves in order to be like get through tough times.
Yeah, to stay sane.
And to look back and be like, well, I'm glad I'm here and I did have to go through those things to make me this person. I understand that, but like in general saying it, I'm like, bad shit happens all the time and I don't care what the reason is. It's not good enough of a reason for that to have happened.
It does feel like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Because that is most of the time I've heard it has been like, well, I can't do anything about it.
Right.
So I may as well accept it. And part of it, I think, culturally comes from this idea that there are going to be so many things that you cannot control, right?
Yeah.
As hard as you work, whatever you do, things may not work out. And you have to tell yourself that it happened for some reason.
Yeah, I just don't like when people apply it to other people's situation or when they use it as an excuse for inaction.
Yes.
Like that really bothers me.
So give me an example of like when someone said that to you and you're like,
Listen, we need to find out what exactly happened at Jamba Juice.
Yeah, I want to know. Yeah,
maybe it happened
for a reason.
That did happen for a reason. That specifically did. There was something that went down at Jamba Juice.
Razzmatazz hands.
Razzmatazz. That's what it was in that particular case. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm a hindsight fatalist. So I go in with a just do it attitude. One of the posters you would take down. And if it goes my way, then great. But if it doesn't, then I say, yeah, everything happens for a reason, or it wasn't meant to be, or whatever else. Because it is a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
But do you think that some people believe everything happens for a reason, they're saying it, or do you think they don't believe that? They're like, well, I have nothing else to say. So
I think
it's sort of like writing LOL, like I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's both. One time, I will tell you this insane story. I was doing like an improv audition, don't judge. And I went
bad enough, but
and I had just lost somebody in the comedy community, and I had to tell, like, you audition with people you don't know, and so right before, like the 15 minutes before, you try to get to know them, to see, like, to develop some camaraderie before you go up on stage. Yeah, we're about to do improv right now.
Yeah, that's what this whole thing is. Everybody's winging it all the time.
Yeah. Can I get a word?
Yeah.
And like
Jamba.
Oh God. Seat. Yeah. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
Go on. Yeah. Sorry. Everybody interrupt the woman. Let's go.
So I was telling people, because I was so down about this person passing, and I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm like grieving, somebody passed, and I'm trying to get through it, but like I'm happy to be here with you guys, like whatever. And then this person started pulling out crystals to comfort me with them and asked me to hold them and like tell me what they were. And then right before we went in, they were like, I'm gonna need that back. And I had to play nice.
Like a gift.
I had to play nice because I was auditioning with this person, but it infuriated me that I had to pretend to adhere to their belief system.
Right.
And so that's a sort of thing where I'm like, I do think people have these like ingrained belief systems that they put on other people that just pisses those people off.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, and it does speak to the idea of like a lot of what's happening in the world so much. I just spent the weekend with my family, so very much
I can
forgive
feel
this.
the steam off of
Right?
you.
Which is like a lot of projecting on other people.
Yes.
Like whatever's going on in your brain and your life oftentimes just gets put onto the person in front of you, and that person often takes it as their thing for the day that they're now going to put on other people. And so often I agree that pisses me off so much, where it's like, what you just said is actually more about you than it is about me, and
100%.
we should just kind of end this.
And it kind of shows you that they don't have like empathy for what you're going through, because they don't want to live in that discomfort. So they're like kind of comforting themselves about whatever's happened in their lives, or you know.
What are you supposed to say in that situation?
I think you're just supposed to sit with the person and like listen to them and like be there for them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You do know. No, that's good. I like that. Because I am someone who does believe everything happens for a reason, and then I have people who look at me and they're like, "Oh, that's so sweet, that's so cute that you think that like it's like an undeveloped belief system or something like that." But I think, I mean, it's the same reason I believe in God, because I want to believe in God. And so I realize that clouds my own judgment about whether there is a God.
But I think it's fine if you want to believe in it.
Right, as long as I'm not like, oh, you should also.
Yeah. So I think especially in those vulnerable moments, it's like super annoying.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, it's also when people are like, when people break up, you know, like, well, it's for the best. Well, if it really is for the best, we should say that when it works out. Oh, but they got engaged. Well, it's for the best.
Yeah. You start crying.
Like, see it through. If you really believe that.
It was supposed to be me, but it's for the best.
Oh my gosh. Any other quotes or beliefs, or where you're like, that's just bullshit, that's not true?
Oh, I mean,
Frankly, your whole set. No, I'm kidding.
I wasn't sure if you meant this set or my stand-up set, but yeah. You know,
No,
like
kidding.
both. You know, interpret as you see fit.
Pallavi's like, whatever hurts more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever
That's
works
what I
more.
meant. It's gonna be the
As long as
stand-up
you laugh at your own jokes, then that's fine.
I don't know that many quotes off the top of my head that I carry around.
Or just beliefs, like, I think that was a really good one, when people say everything happens for a reason, or when stuff that people say that you're just like, wait a second, how come everybody accepted that as truth?
Oh,
That's just
one
not
thing
true.
that does bother me, which is so me, and you're gonna be like, this is so Pallavi. The one where like people say you get more conservative as you get older.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. That
I'm
is.
like, I feel like that's an
thing.
excuse. Also, like my parents have gotten more progressive. Like I feel like that's an excuse to not grow and like not
Oh.
develop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because I'm not getting richer as I'm getting older. That's what
It's
you're
because of this
supposed to
belief
do.
system.
Yeah.
Had I become more conservative, I would have been rich.
I'm trying to do the math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if she was richer, she'd be more conservative.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, taxes,
It's
et
kind of
cetera.
it feeds
Exactly,
a vicious
yeah.
circle. I like it.
Are you okay, Nick?
I can't think, but I've thought about this. I do
He's
think-
really gone within himself.
I think when people are young, they're more about everybody else. And I think as life doesn't work out for most people, as it doesn't for most people, they start to think more inwardly about themselves and be like, well, how can I want it to be more about me now? You know, and I think that's where they get a little fiscally and more
their
like,
circles
you know,
get smaller.
I
Yeah.
can understand that, but I feel like I would hope, I guess I'm like idealistic in this way, that like having a family or like getting older, having more experiences exposes you to more things, you know, so you don't necessarily have to fall into that trap.
No, you don't.
That's
Definitely
what
don't
you
have
would
to.
think
I'm
it
just
would
saying
be.
when it happens, I think a lot of
That's
times
why.
that is part of why it happens.
I think maybe if things do work out for you, though, you do become more liberal or more progressive. Maybe because you're like, we have enough, let's spread it around. But if you have this, you know, this sort of this abundance mentality, but if you things don't work out for you.
I think that's the opposite. I feel like rich people hold on to their money more.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing with like.
But then what about all the
For
like
sure, yeah.
billionaire philanthropists? Not that I'm
Well,
saying
but-
that's the
But
right
they're only
thing.
philanthropists
Those-
for the tax
for the thing.
write-off.
Right.
Like they're not actually.
You think that's it?
The
That's it?
amount of money
my
that they're
God.
giving away is nothing compared to
Compared
to-
what they're
if
getting back.
they'd advocate for like it's like how Bill Gates is like give all your money away and then like patenting COVID vaccines.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, we see you. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, because in their head, and this is interesting because like in my previous life spent a lot of time with extremely wealthy individuals who think that they are doing good.
Yeah.
Are they single? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. She's not about marrying one. I mean, like that. That's her
That's
plan
not
for
even
me.
a question for them. They got families all over the place. But
That's why they need tax breaks
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
different countries.
it depends
Yeah.
what state I
Yeah,
live in, right?
that's all of a sudden I'm
but-
in Iowa.
I actually think that in their head, like all this philanthropy stuff, all this tax stuff, at the highest level, it's actually more about capital allocation.
Yeah.
They believe that they have a better idea of how dollars should be spent in
Sure.
the world than anyone else.
That's
Sure.
the issue that I have with that is like it's control. Like
Yeah.
billionaires are still controlling where the wealth and the money goes.
Sure.
If they really cared about people having autonomy and like humanization of themselves and everything, they would just give them the money. Like that's
Right.
been proven in so many cases. Like during COVID, they
Completely
got rid of
true.
like child poverty in so many areas because of these like
Just
grants.
give them money. If you want to give people
Yeah.
money, just give them
They
money.
spend it on
Exactly.
food and rent and
Yeah.
stuff. Like that's been proven over and over.
And
again.
even if they do spend it on alcohol, like a homeless person, he doesn't have a mortgage. What's he supposed to spend it on?
No, it's funny also.
I'm
'cause
totally fine if they spend
Yeah.
it on
Also,
alcohol.
like Wall Street guys, do you know how much cocaine they're spending?
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna spend it on.
That literally-
While they're like destroying our economy, they're
Yeah.
just doing inside much worse than what
Yeah.
anybody is doing outside.
Yeah.
That's so true. I remember I was literally in the car with a friend of mine in Washington, D.C. This was right after we graduated college, and there was a homeless person unhoused person who came up to the door. I gave him a 20, right? And my friend was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, that's so much money at one time. He's definitely using it on drugs. I'm like, dude, we are on our way to buy weed. right now. Right. I am driving us to the dispensary.
Yeah. You're like, we were using that
So
20
funny.
for our weed.
Right.
Now we
Exactly.
gotta get the shitty
$20 being so much money, not in this economy.
It's
bitch.
not.
Yeah.
It's one meal.
It's a sandwich.
Yeah.
One drug.
Extra,
Yeah.
It's an extra
One
value
puff.
meal at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck pass.
That's fun. Did you think
so
there
glad
are
you're here.
people like who are Do you think there are people doing good? Like, are any rich people doing good, or is it just not
I think
possible?
some rich people can be doing good, but I think at the point at which you're a billionaire, you have exploited other people's labor for your benefit to the point.
Oh, you can't do it honestly. You couldn't make $1 billion honestly.
No, not at all. Like I think every one of those people has their hands are dirty. Like they're
Behind
they
every
could-
great fortune is a great crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels
Well,
like okay.
No,
That's
you
a
go for
great
it.
quote.
With which you agree.
100% agree.
Feels like Mackenzie, Jeff's first wife, is
Yeah.
like the only.
She's giving away a lot.
She's given away a
in a
lot.
smart way too. She's
Yeah.
she's
Right.
giving
Who's
them
this? Who is?
Mackenzie Bezos.
Oh, yeah,
Jeff
yeah, right,
Bezos'
right.
ex-wife.
Yeah.
She's giving away a lot from what I can see in a way that allows she's just giving the money to local nonprofits and so nonprofit sectors has its own issues too. I'm like it's got a little bit of bureaucracy or whatever, but it's better than just hoarding it, and she's letting them do with it what they want.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is people already have the systems. They know their communities best. Just give them the fucking money that you stole from your workers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just give it back.
And it's, have you all ever heard of the book Winners Take All?
I have heard it. I haven't read it.
It's really good.
It's a great book.
Anand Giridharadas
Yeah,
is
he's a
the
genius.
very, very smart guy. And it's really interesting because it opens on the idea of this Georgetown student, my alma mater. Thank you.
Shout out.
Shout out, my peeps. But I know so many people personally who've gone through this where they're graduating and their options are work at McKinsey and be a consultant and help
Mackenzie
them.
Bezos.
Oh, McKinsey, the consulting company.
Okay.
Yeah. Like work at a consulting shop like that, right? Help the rich get richer, essentially. Or go work at a nonprofit. And it seems to be that one is help the world, one is not help the world. But
Completely.
then you go to the nonprofit and you find that all of your donors are the same people
and they try to
who are
control.
at McKinsey.
Yeah,
And
where that money is affected.
exactly. It's all predicated upon the idea that we can help, but God forbid if you change the underlying power structures that keep me on top.
Yeah.
Do
That's-
anything but that.
That's why I'm a huge fan of mutual aid, because I'm this is just giving people stuff. Person to person, you're just giving people stuff and letting them do with it what they want. It's not controlling the channels of where I'll get tax deductions and which neighborhoods are still gonna not have as much foliage and stay hotter in LA. It's not controlling the land development or anything or putting money in this pocket so that they look good, but I can control the policies over here.
Right.
That's why I'm mutual aid for me is the safest, because you're literally just on the street handing stuff out to people.
Yeah.
No
What do you mean
questions
by
asked.
mutual aid?
So there's a lot of mutual aids in LA. They're organizations that are community driven, and there's no necessarily a specific leader or someone who's doing it in a position of power or that's necessarily approved by the authorities that be. It's literally people being hey, this community in my neighborhood needs tents. Can we fundraise for them and get them tents or get them food? And I worked in MacArthur Park this week, and there's this person who's been doing it for 5 years, and she literally just gets food, clothes, water bottles, whatever. It just hands it out to people factory style. We just give up as much as we can. She buys as much as she can through donations, and that's it. We're not. I think when you try to get above it by certain levels, you're at some
When you
point.
try to scale it.
Yeah, you're so disconnected from what that community needs that you try to control. The shelter system, that's a Band-Aid. It's they'll put shelters out there, and then they'll be you can't bring your dogs, you can't have a drug problem, you can't whatever. And then they're why won't people use our shelters? It's their fault,
Right.
It's you're not even talking to the unhoused people. You're
Yeah.
just acting you know what's best for them. So mutual aid, it's you're mutually you're at the same level, you're helping each other.
Yeah, that's
and a lot of times unhoused people are part of those programs too.
Wow.
So direct contact.
We should just go ahead and segue into this question then, which is ideas to improve America. They could be funny, they could be serious, whatever you have that should be done. Here we go. And this mutual aid is one of them, but go, Pallavi.
Socialism.
Wait, how do you define socialism? Because people don't know how to define it.
Yeah, let's start with, as Voltaire said, if you wish to converse with me, define your terms.
Oh, the means of your protection.
Well, that's
That's Marx.
yeah.
that is kind of it, right?
I think, I don't know, maybe you can speak more educatedly on this because I have like bad verbiage, but I'm basically like,
but good foliage.
Great foliage.
I like how you dropped foliage. We never gotten foliage into an interview yet.
Cross that off.
Good
work.
And the password is foliage.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Pallavi's dropping Easter eggs.
it's just like using the government to like help people
Yeah.
and create social systems and structures that like use your tax dollars or whatever to like educate, house, feed people. It's like basic human rights that I believe everyone should have access to.
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
No, I agree with that. I think it's all about like the relative power of those who are in power and those who are not. And as much as we want to say that doesn't exist, it very much does. And throughout history, what's happened is the long arc of history has shown that we're getting more and more equal, right? That there's a smaller and smaller gap, there's more mobility. But I think in the short term of the last 30, 40 years, we have hit this situation where we started going the other way real fast.
Thanks, Reagan.
I know.
Yeah, it was 1980. You're totally right.
It was Reagan.
Before
Why do you
that,
have a picture of Reagan?
Why does it have a heart around his face?
I do not.
Why does it say Rajiv Reagan?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It says Reagan tax policy rules.
Why is Nancy Reagan's
weird.
eyes cut out?
What?
You put your eyes in?
That's so weird. Why do I recognize your eyes?
How do you, let's talk about that actually. How do you?
But all that to say, essentially that
All that to say. Yeah, all that to say.
that unlike Rajiv, I think all that to say that I am a fan of all policies that are giving power back to normal people. That's it.
The working class.
Or just anybody who's on a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
Like the fact is that if you are on a paycheck, you are in the same class. If you are not getting most of your money from wealth, then that means we're all on the same team. We want to have good, well-paying jobs for people. We want them to be able to have housing, have food, have like all the things that make you a human. Right? Like it's so hard to be a human if you don't have basic things, and I am for anything that allows you to be a human.
Yeah, it's so crazy that people will be like, this is America in socialism, and it's like a picture of like poor people now in capitalism.
Right.
That's what it is right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I think, like misinformation that occurs when we talk about city governments versus state governments and federal governments. And I mean, I've traveled all around the country, and everything I've found is that people are really quick to just use the argument that works for their existing belief system.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%. They have no belief system. It's just their
Exactly.
opinion and whatever gets them to be right.
Well,
That's
to be
what it
fair,
is.
everything happens for a reason. So.
Absolutely, it does.
She's on it.
And
She's
Jesus
on
is
it.
the reason for the season.
That's correct. And Rajiv loves Reagan.
And right, that's so weird. It's so bizarre.
By the way, I did want next time someone says it, just slap them right in the face
Yeah.
and then be like, "Hey, everything happens for a reason." As soon as you say it.
Grandma.
I
This
can
is the
tell
reason.
you why this happened. I can tell you why this is about
Honey,
to happen.
everything happens for a reason.
So what do you say to people who say that capitalism has been the greatest wealth creation?
I say
tool
you're a
in history?
Republican.
No, but what's the real counter argument to that?
I mean, if like they're satisfied with the way, I literally think this, like I think if they're satisfied with the way things are going now, they're on the bad side. Like,
Yeah.
I have people who are like, Trump was like great for my crypto accounts. And I'm like, yeah, because you're a bad guy.
Right.
You're winning because you're you're a baddie, okay? You're a bad person.
And you have no other monetizable skill.
And you
Yeah.
think it's fine if like people die as long as other people get money. And like we're never gonna see eye to eye on
Right.
that, you know?
Totally, that's just a total.
But I
different
think
belief system.
maybe you might have a more diplomatic
Well,
way.
yeah, maybe. My
Yeah.
DC's
I'd be
always
like,
going,
hey,
yeah.
look at these
But-
sad things. Maybe we could do
But I
something
think
better.
wealth creation is a really interesting term to use, right? Because what is wealth? Especially as it exists in corporations and stocks, wealth is the promise of future money, right? That's all it really is.
Well, that's what a stock price is, right? Isn't it the net present value of all discounted future cash
Exactly.
I
flows?
refuse to believe that stocks are real.
Well, that's why.
It's a
because they're not
promise.
real. That's
Yeah,
the point. Is
it's-
that it's a promise.
It's a promise of future cash.
I don't take promises from men. I'm sorry.
You
I need
shouldn't.
Feminist capitalism.
I definitely don't think you should take male promises seriously.
I mean,
that I'm with you on.
I feel like
Nothing's
you're making
real.
Nick uncomfortable.
No, nothing's real. I mean,
Nothing.
money's not real. I mean,
Strawberry
none of it's
yeah.
real. It's all a promise.
It's all a promise.
You know what's
theoretical
crazy
intention.
is like I think we're going like working class people are kind of going back to barter. I was at the farmers market and my friends run the like bread stand.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, I've been trading with the flower stand and the fruit stand. I'm like, we're like going back to the barter system
wampum.
right now because we're so fucking like stressed
money
out.
is worthless.
Right.
Yeah. And we're like helping watch each other's dogs and like,
Well,
which is
it's-
great. It's very communal, but I'm like,
It's funny you say that because a black man, a Latino man, and an Indian man went to the park here in Burbank. This is true. So I was the Indian man. And there's a part where, because this is a movie, there's a point where one of the men like forgot something in his car and all of our kids are playing together.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, I don't know, should I get my kid and run to the car? And I think it was the Latino man. And the black man just said, go to your car.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the purpose of community. We'll
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
your
yeah.
kid. And he
Yeah.
literally said those words. This is the purpose of community.
Yeah.
Go to your car. You're right there. All of our kids are playing together.
Yeah.
And I said, when he got, the Latino man got back, I just said, I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
You know, you were doing it, and that's already great. But I was like, I'm glad you vocalized that, because I'm going to
Yeah.
carry that with me going forward.
Yeah.
If you're like, hey man, just run to your car, it wouldn't have stuck for me the way the man just said,
Yeah.
this is the whole point of community, is that
Yeah.
we're here for each other. And then we stole a kid, and we just
Yeah.
it's like, that's on him, ultimately. Like,
you
gullible guy.
volunteer, Rajiv.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I don't. I just said they're black and
He was like,
Latino.
I was on the way to the weed store, and
I gave him $20.
You
and
did.
He's like, I'm not unhoused. Why are you doing
Yeah.
this?
But wait, I want to pick on that because that's actually such an interesting example. You're talking about wealth creation, right? You're talking about capitalism being the greatest tool of wealth creation.
And I'm not saying that's my
Oh,
argument.
sure.
That's
Yes,
an
only Reagan and
Yeah, only me and me and Reagan right there.
but
My God,
that
we'll have to
argument-
show that wall now so people know.
I think this example is
Photoshop it in.
Please do.
like this example is so good because the other way this could have happened, right, is use the idea of childcare, right? One of us can cover for the other, and as a community, we can take care of our children, right? On the other hand, we can use an app to go find a nanny, right? The app is going to cost a little more. The nanny's going to get paid a little bit. A large conglomerate is going to take a chunk as well. That registers as GDP growth. That registers as wages earned. That registers as something that is good for the economy and for the world.
Yeah.
We know sitting here that, in fact, you might actually want your community to be doing that. And that might actually be better on your wallet. That might be better for your kid. But on the other hand, this registers as GDP
You
growth.
get what you measure.
Yes, we're measuring for that.
It's also like these systems
Ooh,
and these
that's
conglomerates are like interfering with the ability for individuals to become community by taking up like, what is it called? Third spaces or whatever. And by forcing people apart in these ways, like forcing us to work more and do all of this stuff. But at the same time, like all of these apps, like Rover, for example, like this dog or cat pet watching app, right?
I don't know what Rover is.
It's a pet watch. Like dog sitters, cat sitters match up with people who need their pet sat.
Oh.
And so but the corporation is taking like a crazy percentage just for matching those people after all of these corporations have separated us. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like they're like taking a fee that's like you would never have found this person if it wasn't for us. And I'm like, if it wasn't for like this wealth inequality, we would all be a lot closer. Like I'd be able to go to the park because it wouldn't be filled with like trash and stuff, because people would be able to afford homes and better cleanup in this, So I just feel like at that, like there are all these companies and apps and everything that are like, we're providing a service. And it's like, you created the problem and then now you're expecting us to pay you
You lit
to
the building
solve
on
it.
fire and now you're extinguishing it.
Yeah.
Yuval Noah Harari talked about how the state and the market has replaced family and community. He said, and this would be a great example that would fit right in there, because you're like, instead of asking your family or community, I mean, it's the same thing with Uber. You can't ask anyone to pick you up at LAX now. They look at you like, what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Get an Uber or take the flyaway bus or do something else. Just don't bother me.
Right.
It's like, but why though? Like, shouldn't we be picking each other up at the airport?
And also,
One
shouldn't
would
we have
think.
better public transport? Henry Ford? Huh?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we?
Well, this is Southern California, so there's no chance of
Yeah.
that.
I
That's
know.
completely, that conspiracy was proven a long time ago. So that's
And also, I mean, we're all pressed for time, like you're saying, right? Like, I would love to pick you up at the airport, but the fact is that in order to make this hustle and this hustle and this hustle work, I'm running around in 10 different places. And so it is tough to do everything and be a community member and also make rent and save money and, put away a little every month. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Right.
it's a lot.
It's a
I
lot.
was watching this like YouTube video of this woman who moved to China in like 2019, and guaranteed there are issues with the Chinese government, like in terms of expression of speech and all of that, which is also happening here now. but like simultaneously, she has like a university job teaching, and she teaches 18 hours a week total, 4 days a week. Her apartment, 3-bedroom apartment with a balcony in a really nice building, is $238 or something like that a month, because it's actually 500 something, but then the university pays half.
Where
of
is
it.
this?
In China. Like China, like if we were to go to China and like see how they live compared to us, and like cities that city had like 20 million people in it, you know, and like the buses, like each transit costs like 28 cents or something. But she also gets that paid for through her university. Her insurance is free. Like her quality of life is so much better because China has created policies that have like reversed all of this like wealth inequality distribution like that we have here.
And they still have rich people.
And they still have rich people that are buying the fucking houses in here.
Yeah, Macau is lit, dude.
Yeah. And so it's kind of crazy that like I feel like part of the reason America has like villainized China as a country is to not let its populace know that we are kind of one of the shithole countries.
Oh, totally.
Like,
No, I was in Paris last month, as one is, and on this comedy show.
Okay,
And
damn.
yeah, I mean, I'm the 1% here. And we were 4 comics were sitting around. We were talking about this, and Sebastian Marks, very funny comic, grew up in New York. He's been running the English comedy scene in Paris for a long time, big part of it. And he talked about this. He goes, I go, what are some of the differences? Just, of course, I'm the American. I want to know that, comic, whatever. And he goes, well, one of the big things is you talk about money a lot in America. Like money is a topic, whether you're literally saying the word money or not. It's still like the topic of conversation. He goes, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
And he goes, the reason is because you're, basically, as we know, you're 2 moves away from bankruptcy at any point here.
Yeah.
Like everything you do is, like you're saying, the next hustle, you got to stay on it. You got to stay grinding. And that's the sad part. He goes, I understand why you would talk about money so much, because if you can't make enough, you're going to go under.
Yeah.
Whereas here in France, that's just not going to happen. It's because you'd have to really work hard to completely starve.
That's like, in the US, you talk about like money and race a lot because those are issues that are relevant to like our everyday lives.
Yeah.
In India, people talk about the caste system because that's relevant to like their everyday life.
Totally right. I mean, sorry.
Are you
Go ahead.
still here?
Yeah.
Are you good?
Sorry, I have my earbuds in.
Socialist propaganda!
We're playing India rules here, but based on population.
Listen, I'm going to launch into my hilarious
closing bet.
economic turmoil sort of comedy that I have. We'll say, yeah, go ahead.
Punchline.
Nick, that's great. Go ahead, Nicole. We literally didn't even go to you after that.
Now, bitch!
We really did gang up on you.
We didn't even get to the DEI question yet. Well, stay tuned.
I wanted to go, you're talking about China, right?
Yeah.
China is where I've seen this. Dubai is another example where what I've realized is that if you give people a sweet deal, which is not even that sweet, it's, hey, you got some healthcare, your kids have education, you can pay all your bills, you got a car, you can go on vacation once a year. You do that, we will give up any freedom of speech. In Dubai, I have so many cousins. In China, I've seen people who've moved there, academics who've moved there, who are like, hey, I know that I am giving up rights. I know that there are certain things I can't say. I know that there are certain things I can't do in public, but my kids have a good education.
Yeah.
Is that the only trade-off? Is that the only way it can work?
It's not the only way it can work.
But
It's
I think
just,
that's what's happening right now.
it's happening right now, and it's hilarious to me that the elites in the United States don't see this. That if you give us a little bit, dude, stay in power. Take away the rights. People will let you. This is what I didn't understand during COVID, and I realize I'm going pretty ham on this, but
Go ham.
Trump had a reason.
She's vegan. But.
He had an opening to basically provide a little bit of public service, and he would have stayed in power for a lifetime.
I agree. I was stunned that he didn't do it.
He could have taken away elections if he just gave people a little bit.
Yeah.
He might still.
No, he will. He will anyway. Not
What
because
I'm
of
saying
this
is that
show. Like
he
it's
could
not like
stay in
platforming
power.
that idea.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
could stay in power, have stability, and have people actually be happy, which is what they're seeing in other countries where they're seeing their civil rights go away, but they're able to pay for shit. So people on the day-to-day are like, okay.
I think it's also like we've gotten like here in the
They'll
US
take bread
now,
over freedom.
Yeah, I mean, well, here we're not having either right now. Like,
Well, that's the sad part. We're fat, dumb, and unhappy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't like we don't have like any of like the education of like our literacy rates have gone down. We don't have like housing. The
Don't have
number of unhoused
verbiage.
people employed, like, huh?
We don't have verbiage.
We barely have foliage. But we also are like, I'm like, can I go away and come back? Because I've said a lot of shit about Israel, and I will keep doing it. And so,
But is that a concern you would have, like if you left the country?
I kind
Like,
of am. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
at least right now, I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know, because people haven't gotten stopped. You know, like I was worried about Sammy coming back.
Sure.
honestly.
yeah,
Like,
leaving the country. Sammy obeyed. Yeah, he's been
and
very
there have been
outspoken.
like U.S. citizens.
Good on him. Yeah.
Like nearly like 70 something U.S. citizens who have been deported.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't really matter what our documents say if they're not looking at them.
Right.
Yeah. If you're not looking at them, that's well. I mean, getting back to the capitalism socialism argument, I think it's a mix. I think that capitalism is good in that. Let me finish. Capitalism is good in that. I think that it is. Yeah, I know I'm on the hostile territory here. There's a headshot. Is that innovation and all the stuff? There are positive points of capitalism. I just think it's taken too far. I think that in socialism taken too far would be a problem too, because there would be no innovation and we would divide up something, but there would be nothing to divide up.
I think that's a bad assumption.
I do not think it's a bad
You
assumption.
think there's more innovation in capitalism
100%.
where like
When people are incentivized to make a ton of money,
Like,
they have a fun
innovation.
idea.
People aren't incentivized to create medical care for people with rare diseases because they cost more to like have the development of those pharmaceuticals or
Sure.
medical interventions, and they would rather go for the capitalist like solution for other diseases.
Well, because they can sell it.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why
No,
it's
but
bad.
that is an
So-
incentive though.
But
No,
what
but I'm
she's
saying
saying,
that's bad.
But
that
they still have to
won't-
innovate. Maybe they're innovating the wrong thing, but they're still innovating.
They're not innovating because it takes like so many years to like develop a medication. So there are medications that could have. The
That's because
potential
of
for being-
socialism and all the bureaucracy and red tape.
We don't have socialism.
We have some no. Okay, so this is a funny thing. We do. The VA is socialist, the military is socialist. There are a lot of things that are the wrong things are
I don't think
socialist. In this
they're-
country, I think
I
the
don't
wrong things
But
are
I don't
socialist.
think they're socialist. I
What
don't
do
think
you
they
mean by
are.
socialist?
So okay, so
They can't
let's break down what it
exist.
is.
They're in a capitalist system.
So insurance by
Nick,
definition.
are you okay?
Can I speak? Can I say something?
Go ahead,
please.
please speak. Insurance is socialism, but go on. Okay.
It's, I mean, it's sort of, I mean, I think it is a mixture of both. You know, I mean, I always cracked me up. I went to this socialist comedy show, you know, and it was all socialist, and they just touted, they had socialist propaganda all over, for lack of a better word, you know, just everywhere. Just they intro the show about it. They wouldn't shut up about it. And then I went to get a beer, and it was $15.
Because we live
And-
in capitalism.
Well, that's exactly what it is. They got real capitalist when it served them, and I totally get it. I feel like it's a mixture of both, but I also feel like that's more of just, I thought that was just funny. But
that really didn't happen.
to complain about a $15 beer.
That's
you
like
know?
in high school, my friends were anarchists, but they had a chore wheel in their apartment.
Exactly.
You need some
Exactly.
structure. Yeah, I can't be totally anarchic.
There's these anarchists in Oregon, and they have a planned day every year that they have they all meet and everything, and it's just like, Jim's late. We were supposed to anarch about 20 minutes ago.
Nick shows
You know?
up and kicks everything
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I'm trying to beat your culture. I don't know.
You anarch over there. We can't anarch on that side. You know, I feel like everything you guys say is stuff that people would agree with, and I think that like and yes. And I feel like
That was his big closer.
that was
That was your yes and. By the way, you could not improvise that better. That was the ultimate yes and.
But it's if you were asked my thing about how to change about America, it's like we got to get rid of language. I think or words, or you know, it's like it's the word socialist. They just tune out as soon as you say that word. And so if you say all the other stuff, you can bring people in, and it's just like it's just got too much.
It's too charged.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, like,
It's same with capitalism too.
I understand that, and I understand that on like a person-to-person level, but I think on a policy level, we're so far beyond that. Like, I do think you do need to have branding, like right now with like Medicaid and the big beautiful bill or whatever.
You have committed to the Trump administration. Just the one syllable. Beautiful.
I'm
just gonna
are we
yak
talking
it
about
in your cut,
Clinton?
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But like with that, like people in other states don't know that their state coverage is actually Medicaid. So they're like, I don't think I'm losing insurance, and they definitely are.
Right.
So there's stuff like that where it's like propaganda and branding and whatever. But there's also like things that have shown that like even the messaging doesn't necessarily make a difference. You know what I mean? It's like there's some people who are like exposed to the idea over and over again, and they still reject it. You know, so it's like it's some of both. I think
Capitalism is making the pie, and socialism is dividing up the pie.
Well, I think even that necessarily, like, we're
Prove me
simplifying
wrong.
it.
Prove me
We're
wrong.
simplifying it far too much, right? Like, even when we were talking about medical innovation, right? You're saying that a lot of innovations, a lot of jumps are coming from capitalism. And what I would instead argue is that those jumps are actually coming from organization and coming from investment, right? Those two things are not unique to capitalism. Those two things can happen under any system, right? I can say that, hey, I want to build a drug that's going to cure diabetes, right? And I'm going to hand out $1 million grants to everybody who says that they can do it, right? Is that socialist? Is that capitalist? Those are private companies who are now making money off of my program. Is that capitalism? We don't know, right? The fact is that these are words that are supercharged that no one actually knows how to apply them.
Well, I mean, capital, it's just looking at it as capital, like capital versus labor. Like socialism is for the working class and all
Sure.
that. It's for those rights and that kind of thing. And capital, that's what they're doing is they're purporting for the capital, the people who own the means of production.
Sure,
So
but capital
that's the difference.
exists in socialism. It's simply
It
about
does, but
it's
who has
publicly
control.
owned.
But
It's
also,
who has
Yeah.
control.
like I'll
Who's
give
the
you an
decision maker.
example.
Yeah.
During COVID, a bunch of my friends who were engineers, like there were so many groups that did this, but a bunch of my friends who were like engineers and scientists, we came together and we made an open source ventilator.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like, we were all volunteers. We
Yeah.
put in like thousands of hours
Yeah.
into this, and we were all volunteers. This was like the thing that we spent the most time on. People were like unemployed, dropouts, like whatever, and we were just doing it for the innovation and to like better the conditions that we were living in. We did have to have grants from the NIH, RIP, but like we had to have grants from like not necessarily NIH, but like different like grants were being handed out for
Sure.
this purpose
Yeah.
during that time by the government. And I'm like, that's what the tax dollars should be going for, you know, like that type of innovation. That doesn't mean that that's necessarily like a capitalistic thing. But I do think like that view of like innovation only happens under capitalism is very like degrading to like human nature, I would say.
I don't think it only happens under capitalism. That's not my argument.
What's Nick's argument?
That's
It's
the
both.
Right?
Bring him in. I'm
It's,
like,
it's
come here,
gin,
buddy.
and, gin and tonic, right? Isn't that the thing? Wasn't that the analogy that if you drink gin straight, it's terrible. You drink tonic straight,
you
it's
put a
terrible.
little
I
bit of
hate
both.
that
But if you put them
saying.
together, what if you drink
I'm
gin? straight-
hardcore gin, baby.
Can you imagine just sipping gin?
Wait, but I
It's so
literally
terrible.
was like, can I have plain seltzer water?
Yeah, right.
You
That's
do
what
like-
you literally
you
do.
like-
Yeah, you do like
You
actually,
created
yeah.
the problem. You're
No,
not
but
trying to solve.
that's club soda. That's different from
Yeah, it's
tonic
not
water.
tonic,
Yeah,
you-
yeah,
the
tonic,
quinine or
it's-
whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, you need the quinine,
Yeah.
the quinine, whatever it's called. I've never known if that's good or bad because it says contains quinine in big letters. Is that a benefit? Is that good that
What
it
is
contains
that? What is that?
quinine?
Ivermectin? Hydrochloroquine? What is
Yeah,
that?
what is that? Ivermectin. It's it gives you myocarditis. Let's just take this five years back. Let's do it.
I wish that's where Trump went. Is just, you put a little seltzer on it. Cures it all.
From liquid death into your veins.
They came to me, they said it's liquid death. I said, be careful.
So mad that we still have to listen to that voice.
Oh, it's the worst.
It
I
is.
haven't consumed any news since the election
I
for this
have.
reason. NPR does a 3-minute update on the hour, and I listen every hour. No, I listen to it once a day, and that's it. And I'm a political junkie, so for me, it's been hard to turn it off. But I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm turning it off. I can't do
Yeah.
this.
Sometimes, yeah, it can be overwhelming.
Sometimes, meaning all the time.
Nick feeling that right now.
Yeah, that's
well,
why he showed up.
you know what they say. Listen,
You're like, you said it was going to be a round table. It's
sometimes-
rectangular. I'm not doing
sometimes-
this.
Sometimes you just gotta listen, and I'm listening and learning. You all know more about this stuff than I do. What am I gonna
Also-
go? You're wrong. You know.
Aren't you a political writer? Yeah.
If you were to speak, just a lot of slurs would come out. So
Yeah, that's, he knows his place. He knows his place.
Like quinine and
Yeah,
We are
I-
editing
totally
this,
is, yeah.
right? So-
Yeah, at some point.
That's
yeah.
why I like doing Trump. It's the one accent I can't get in trouble for doing.
Yeah, that's right. Well, okay, so what are give me some ideas whether they're funny or serious to improve America, besides mutual aid.
Yeah.
And besides doing away with
I think
capitalism.
change. I think because there's so many. What is it? Verbiage, foliage. They're
Yeah.
charged. I think we get rid of the word America. Nobody.
South America's like, what the fuck did we do?
Yeah.
No, they can.
Yeah.
They can
United
South
States
America.
Yeah.
It's funny. I met like
They always forget about us.
I met someone from like Brazil once, and they were like, we're America too, and it's like, yeah, we kind of grab it. So they would be happy if we got rid of it. I always, what it kills me? It kills me that like nobody thinks America is great. Like liberals always get like sort of accused of, oh, you don't like America, you don't think it's great. But you know what? The other side is wearing red hats that literally say we don't think it's great. We'd like it to be in the future. They want it to be great,
Sure.
but nobody on either side thinks it's great. I love America. I think it's great. But I think I get it. Sort of like it's a word that has a lot of luggage to it. So I think change it. And I've been trying to think of a good name. I think Earth. Quining's good. Earth. Just take Earth.
United
We took America.
Yeah, we took America. So why not just call it?
I already have it.
Yeah.
Own it now.
Who's gonna argue? Everyone will be on board with it.
Earth idiot.
Yeah.
But what about when we go to the Mars and the Moon, and then what about that? Then?
Well, I did.
Earth 2,
Earth 2, 3.
Yeah.
The
Earth
sequel.
Redux.
The redo, the
Blow up
prequels.
the moon.
Earth Electric Boogaloo.
Or they're making a Spaceballs 2, then, and Earth 2
True.
is fair.
I was thinking, because I thought about this for a while. I thought Mars would be a good one, because then when we do attack another country, it's kind of fun. Mars attacks, But I did think
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's a good movie.
But yeah, I think Earth 2
What if
is
we got
fine.
named after a person? What person would we be named after?
Bob.
Just Bob.
Mackenzie Bezos. We already covered that.
Named after
Mackenzie Bezos.
B.O.B. because he is a flat earther, so that indicates like where we are mentally, kind of.
Wait, B.O.B.
B.O.B. I think airplanes in the night.
Oh, the
sky
singer
like
B.O.B.
shooting stars.
Oh, wow.
With Bruno Mars, of
Actual
course.
B.O.B. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
B.O.B.
Listen, I'm open
Bruno
to
Mars,
suggestions.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so that's one.
Yeah, I just think everybody would get on board with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
with United States of Earth.
Yeah, or just United States of Earth, I guess.
No,
I also think because this would be the path to just I really recently have been like because I've always I've always found religion to be a bit tedious, and
I think most people would say that. Any book, the books are at least 1,000 pages long in every single sentence.
I would be into it. I'd be so into God with the reading.
who's the
Come on.
time?
American shit.
Come on.
I would be Christian, but there's so many words.
Right. Can I get it on Audible? Can I get a Bible for
Read
Dummies?
by the author.
Yeah. Read by
Like
Werner
Morgan
Herzog.
Freeman.
First there was Adam. That's not how he talks. But I mean, get rid of nations. I mean, it causes
Yeah,
as many
borders.
problems
Okay,
as
Lemon over here.
religion.
Socialists are happy.
No religion
This
too.
is-
Yeah,
Let's
so-
go. You guys on board?
Yeah.
Will you finally say something? And so, this is the path to you start calling us Earth. That's the beginning of everybody wanting to be called Earth. And then be one big nation of Earth.
Some comic did a bit about that. He would just went into a 7-Eleven or something. I got to use the word homeless, or I don't, but he said homeless. So he just goes, see that sign up there that reads, "God bless America." It should read, "God bless the world."
Mm.
I was thinking, man, I just shook this guy's hand.
Oh my god.
It's terrible. I just shook this homeless man's hand. It was me and Reagan. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was me and Reagan.
That's on your tour
I
together.
knew I could go back to that. Okay, give me something else. Give me something that would make America truly great.
I mean, based on our conversations today, even, and this is something I felt for a long time, is like we actually should not allow politicians to use the word capitalism, socialism, communism.
Okay.
Make them actually explain
What
it is they want to do,
Yeah.
and then we can decide.
You think Ted Cruz would make any sense at all? Like
No.
what he's explaining?
It's just all dollar words,
He
yeah.
would just be like blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's all. I mean,
But at least it'll hold them a little bit more.
at least if
accountable.
even if we could do it within ourselves. Like I've done that in political conversations with friends before, even being like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, like we can do this, but say what you mean instead of saying a word that we now have to figure out and define.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like be like, oh, I want people making $50,000 a year to have free healthcare.
That's a full thought.
Yes.
This is how
Yeah.
I'm forced to discuss my sexuality. They're like, "What do you mean bisexual? What does that mean?"
Is that what you say back?
Yeah. What is that? What do you mean?
They're like, well, what do you mean by something? Yeah. Okay.
You are cross-eyed.
If no one's got any, I'm going to give you my entire
Can I-
list.
Yes,
of things.
can
go
I-
for it.
Wait, I want to.
No, I want, yeah.
You know those Batman shoots?
What?
Wait, what?
Batman shoes?
Shoots where like he would change in the shoot. Is that?
No.
Okay.
I'd like that.
Yeah. Just like to get you ready for work in the morning.
Yeah, that'd be
like-
so sick.
Oh, yeah, you just, on the way down.
I've imagined that since I was a child. I was like, man, I guess that has to do more with high-speed rail, but like,
But it's vertical, though, right?
And it's through
Yeah.
like whatever.
And since
That'd
we
be
already
sick.
saw it, we
And
have
then you
high-speed
come
rail,
out
that's
looking
done.
like a superhero.
But would this
Okay.
be like an individual unit that's in your home? Is this
Just everywhere.
Like what used to be a laundry chute, but now it's just
Yeah.
like it's just
Yeah.
expanded, and because they got rid of laundry chutes. They're
Sure.
gone.
I think that's because they put too many bodies in crime movies.
Of course.
Down there.
That's what they said. The
Yeah.
kids were jumping down on my gosh or something.
He's so.
Beating, when you punch a baby in the face, you need somewhere to drop them. Deposit box.
Clip that.
Yeah.
Wait, so the time spent getting ready is what you want to eliminate for
Okay.
all Americans.
And also the time it takes to travel, I think. Yeah.
But
Well,
if
there's high-speed rail, so it's basically one's
High-speed
vertical,
rail
one's
where
horizontal.
someone else decides my fashion for the day.
I think it's funny though if you're an indecisive person, and so you go down in the thing and you go, I don't know, and then you start inching back up. Put on something else. No, I don't know. I like the first time I'm back up.
And that's your workout for the day.
Yeah, I think good.
Find all the ideas.
Insane amount of air is trying to push it to your
It's
hair.
so high. Your hair's a disaster
You're trying
after
to
going
escape
through
from
that.
like the chocolate factory. Like, fuck. I can't get out of here.
I have something that would
Wow.
improve America.
Yeah.
No more child actors. This is
Use AI.
Adults
This
dressing
is-
as kids.
yes.
Or dwarves, or little people.
Any
Say little
if they want to work,
You can say
give them the
dwarf.
right to do the work. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it's adult appropriation. If they're or child appropriation, if they want to, taking the jobs from the kids. I don't know. Understand how it's child labor.
It is child labor
Yeah.
for sure.
And also, why are they in R-rated movies if they can't watch R-rated movies?
And
Thank you.
also, I hate finding out that someone's successful and then it's like they were a child actor, and I was like, well,
Oh,
I had
Nepo
no
baby.
shot.
You had no
Nepo
shot.
baby.
None of us
No
have a
shot.
shot.
Yeah,
And
so
they-
for that reason alone, I don't care about the labor.
Right. Well, it's more so they always
For
turn
this
out.
discussion, she's a capitalist.
Yeah. They're getting-
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
about you.
Fucking rat.
Make it about you.
They're getting work
That's the movie.
experience.
That's the movie, Rat Race.
Yeah, the movie.
You
Rat
should have
Race.
bought a squirrel. That's
Yeah.
Rat Race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah!
I figured we'd get there eventually. You should have bought a squirrel. Kathy
I'm
Bates.
too young and beautiful to remember those quotes.
Oh, well.
To remember, nobody remembers Rat Race. It's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Mr. Bean.
It's still
So,
fun. Bean.
Smash Mouth is at the very end. Best ending of all time. I'm kidding. The worst. So, but the kids always grow up to be complete disasters. I mean, there's no, like, every kid,
very
it's like
cute.
child abuse.
Jodie Foster is the exception to that, but she inspired the shooting of my
I guess,
favorite
like,
president, Ronald Reagan.
Scarlett
so.
Johansson, maybe.
she right.
Yeah, she was the one. Was she a child? Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, she
child,
was like,
child, or like
She was
teen?
like in an interview with a vampire when she was like 12.
Oh, wow.
They tend to be the exception.
Yeah, I
Right,
mean they're
right.
very like.
Well, they
yeah.
never
But
die.
then also, she
Yeah.
thinks she's Asian, so who knows?
You know who demanded that was the Chinese people.
Just in
Yeah.
general, the Chinese
Yes,
people.
they wanted Scarlett Johansson to be that person. They didn't want a Chinese
took a
person to do it.
vote.
They took a,
A
well, they don't do
billion
that.
people
They don't do
said
that.
They don't take
Scarlett
votes.
Johansson.
They don't take votes, so we'll never
They're too
know.
busy paying $200 for rent.
Yeah, $238 and then whatever it was. Yeah. Okay, so no child actors. I think no child marriage would be a good place to start. It's legal in 36 states.
No,
you
he's
know
for
that?
that.
No, for
That's hey, listen, I'm a photographer. I need as many weddings as I can.
That's your thing.
I just I just want to get
You're
the
like, I don't care if a person's bearing a dog. I don't care.
Yeah. That's why I pro-gay marriage. All of it. You were in. You were.
That's
the first
why I was
person to do
pro-gay
it,
marriage,
any
for
of
the-
it.
some
You're
more-
just like, I want
Desperate
more
wedding photographer.
people
Yeah,
to be.
just let anybody
Oh,
wants
get
to-
married these days.
I love it. I think. What do you think of ranked choice voting and open primaries?
That was sick in New York.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think that's a good thing.
Would he have won if it was not ranked choice?
I don't know math.
Yeah.
That's not what I've gotten from this.
We don't do math.
or this episode meaning my life
I'm
experience.
just like
yeah.
good at like riffing and like going along with the improv.
We don't do math when we lose. No. That's,
But he won.
oh, I mean, we don't have math.
Oh, in the scenario in which he
we
would
don't
have
do
lost.
it.
Yeah. In that hypothetical
I
scenario.
feel like it's good.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's supposed to be.
I think it makes sense
If-
from a logical perspective.
Yeah.
They say for open primaries, the good part is that it wouldn't be Republicans voting only in Republican primaries. So you get more extremes But if you opened up primaries to everybody, the Democrats could vote in those,
and
it
feels
would
less like two-party.
it would be more like you'd get more moderates.
Progressives would have a chance.
Yes,
more,
absolutely.
Which makes sense when you get to a general where you're like, I think this person has the most mass appeal to win.
Yeah.
Instead of just going for the most extreme, drive out the base. And
I think every politician should have been a rapper first. That's the experience.
It's the struggle. Yeah.
Well, Vivek Ramaswamy was a rapper. I don't know if you want to go with that. He was out there rapping Eminem until Eminem told him to stop.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, stop rapping,
He's
lose
more
yourself,
mad
and just lose.
Vivek than MGK.
Yeah, just stick with losing. That'd be better.
That's so funny.
I grew up with him. Can you believe that?
Did you?
He's 10 years younger than I, but he worked with my dad at the radio station. He volunteered at the Bollywood Music and Masala program at 88.3 WAIF in Cincinnati. And he was my dad's right hand man. And he was a ball boy. I was a supervisor when he was a ball boy at the Cincinnati Open.
And that's why he became the way he is.
Because of the Satyals. The Rajiv Satyals. That's why we created a monster.
Do you keep in touch?
We went to the Super Bowl together, but he didn't buy my ticket. So I had brunch with him before I knew his politics. He had not yet come out as Vivek Ramaswamy.
Rajiv. This is the most Rajiv
he
shit.
He did not.
I don't care. Why can't we all get along? You know?
He didn't buy my ticket. It wasn't a date.
Trump invited me to Mar-a-Lago. What am I supposed to do? Say no?
I had no idea that it's politics. I was like, oh, you should run for office before I knew anything. I didn't know if he's liberal.
You son of a bitch, it's your fault.
I told you, it's all on me.
Oh, wow.
And we took an Uber down to SoFi, and I thought he'd buy my ticket because he has $700 million. If I had $700 million, I'd buy your ticket.
Do you know what that is? Capitalism.
That's capitalism. Socialism would have been buying my ticket. So I'm pro.
You're like, hey, brother, you want to redistribute this wealth?
Yeah. And he's like, no.
Bitch slapped you.
And he's like, no. By running for office. That's what he did. I don't think there should be any 5-4 SCOTUS decisions. I think it's 5-4. It should just be thrown out.
Or thrown out?
Yeah, it should be thrown out. It should be.
What have been 5-4 SCOTUS decisions recently?
A lot of them are 5-4, and it's stupid because that's just so close that it shouldn't. Yeah. They shouldn't be able to decide such big stuff unless it's more unanimous.
So
it doesn't have to be 9-0, but 6-3 is kind of it's bullshit right now because there's 6 conservatives on the court. But I think 5-4 is too. It should be like tennis. You should have to win by 2.
Sure.
It should be like tennis.
I like that.
If we're playing that out, how would that work when you're challenging something, right? Like, let's say something came up through extremely conservative courts or extremely liberal courts, right? Either way, right? We know that the districts can lean one way or the other.
Sure.
What happens then? Now, you may get into the game of law firms and people deciding that I'm actually going to bring this suit in this state because I know that it's...
Well, that's what they've been doing. They've been judge picking and jurisdiction picking.
Exactly. And now the Supreme Court's no longer there to be able to break those ties.
And then didn't they say that like one federal judge now can't, that was the whole thing, that whatever decision they make there can't now apply to the entire country?
Yeah.
So I don't like, no follow-up questions was one that I didn't think it through. I just thought it sounded good. No 5-4.
Do you think they should have term limits?
Yes, 18 years.
Yeah. Do you guys think it's 18 years?
Sorry, your child marriage, 14 years.
Your child.
Why my kid?
Can you make us lower third make Vatterott pro-child marriage?
Founder of child marriage.
Not even that, just child marriage. Just child marriage. That's just all he is.
No, I just photographize it.
Child marriage influence.
Evangelist, yes.
That's funny. It's funny, they don't develop in your world. That's funny. We need the metric system.
Okay.
You're on board with that?
This is, okay, my head agrees, and this is where my heart is like weirdly patriotic.
Oh, let's go. We finally get it.
I'm just like, I'm very, like, I think it would be better for everything overall, and like, it would prevent like accidents and all of this, and it would be like easier, you know? But I'm also like, part of me is like, some part of me sometimes likes stupid American shit just for the reason of it being American.
That's patriotic, yeah. That's like the stuff we love for our families and whatever.
That mentally it should be something else, but then the part of me that like hates authority is like, well, fuck you. I want my, miles instead of kilometer.
Yeah.
How's your
So you want to stick with the British system?
I think metric would be more helpful.
Yeah, but you're not down with that.
I think it's fun to have stupid things.
Sure.
And we don't have enough of those.
Yeah.
Have me.
That's right. If only we.
We want that to be the difficult part of your life, not making rent.
Yeah.
Because how is there not like a hipster third measurement? You're saying maybe that's the hipster, ironic, weird measurement.
Like to measure things in Kelvin or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Rankin.
is literally just science.
Rankin.
Fucking hipster, they're like in lab being like, I need to do it this way. With your fucking lab coat and goggles, what are you gonna do? Use the eye wash station, you bitch?
See, I want to use my truth with like, this is my weight, my measurement, you know, this is my.
B.O.B.
Yeah, exactly.
I think on airplanes, all the kids should have to sit together. All the
Wow.
babies. And they should do it so that it's like a dating service. If you're single, they should combine it with planes. And you'd be like, oh, I'm this and I want to sit next to someone single with my sexuality or whatever it is.
I would immediately choose to sit next to the kids. If I was single and a man wanted to sit next to me on a plane.
No, but it'd have to be, you'd have to mutually match
You'd
up.
have to match.
You have to swipe. It's a dating app. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, my friend's having an emergency in the back of the plane. I gotta go.
So everybody, there's more slides on this. More emergency landings on these flights than any other. Yeah, it'd be great.
So funny.
I think they should combine them. It's 4 hours to sit there. You may as well.
You're like,
have
put the
my
babies away. Let the
it.
parents fuck.
Create more babies. That's it. Yeah, then you have to sit back there next time.
I have one that's like, I don't know what the solution is. I know I'm a crazy dog mom and like a crazy animal person. I still think people's lives matter. Okay, I'm not one of those bitches. But like
pun intended.
But like life is so hard being a large dog parent in LA. Like the parks aren't clean, or there's too many dogs, and there's not enough like spaces like that. And I do take my dogs like to way too many places. And I'm like, I do want to take them on a plane, but I don't want to I don't want it to impede on other people. I want there to be a way where like they can come on the plane.
So a section.
Yeah.
A section for dogs.
You know, like on the train where you can close the door?
Yeah.
Something like that, you know?
Okay, I'm down with that.
Me and my dogs in that area.
Where my dog's at?
Yeah.
It's dogs on a plane instead of snakes on a plane.
Yeah.
The sequel.
There's not enough fucking dogs on this plane.
How do we get dogs on a plane? Yeah, it's like as long as you do the impression. What else? Any funny ideas?
For America?
System, yeah.
Stop it.
Just stop America. Everybody leave. That was Colin Quinn's. Was it long story short? At the end of it, he just like we should all just leave, and he just leaves the stage. And I'm like, he left the stage in the middle of his own show.
That's literally like what people are doing. They're going to like Panama. They're leaving.
Yeah, that's one solution to it. Portugal.
Yeah.
Where would you go? You have to go somewhere. India?
No, I wouldn't go to India.
200 choices, but he's like, that one for sure. Yeah.
I like breathing, and that's really difficult in India. I think, honestly, like, seeing everything I've seen, I need to go to a remote island somewhere where I can't be found. Sure.
That's what I'm trying to turn airplanes into. Yeah, that's what they all land on Love Island. Yeah.
Nakul has to couple up or he'll be dropped from the villa.
Submit your applications at my Instagram.
I did a photo shoot on this guy, Mr. Epstein's island once.
Oh,
it was a wedding with
no relation. No relation.
Completely different Epstein Island. John Epstein's Island. Listen, it was very confusing.
I don't think that showers and bathtubs should get dirty. I don't know how to fix it. I don't think they should. It's so there's water. How do they get dirty?
I totally
Make
get
that the moonshot.
You
Right?
know,
I'm so glad you feel me.
On like boat. So I learned that there's this thing called biomimicry where we'll use like animal characteristics and we'll try to recreate them in technology in order to like utilize the advancement or the purpose of what that animal has. For example, like sharks, I think, or some type of water creature have scales or skin or whatever that prevents like bacteria from forming. Yeah. And so they started to use that on ships.
Boom.
To prevent like mold and bacteria. So it's kind of like self-cleaning almost.
Self-cleaning showers.
Now they're gonna
made out of
skin
fish.
a shark and put it in Raji's shower.
And you're vegan, so you can't use it at all. You're like, I can't. It's animal.
In there and still.
Yeah, she's got a secret. Like her whole house is vegan, but her dirty little secret is her clean
It's her
little
clean secret. Yeah. I don't like baths because I'm like, I don't want to have to clean to get clean. You know
That's
what I mean?
what it is.
Like I don't like the
You're sitting
in it.
Puddle of your own.
Yeah, and then I'm like, do I have to clean before? Do I have to after? Do I have to take a shower? This is like a pool at this point, you know?
Yeah. What's the point of a bath?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you feel me on that.
A little me. I like me soup.
A little you soup?
Yeah, I just sit in my own soup.
A little, you're doing a little Nick Vatterott.
Oh, wow. Damn. That was a mic
wins.
drop moment.
Yeah,
Wow.
that wins.
I think there should be no back to school in July. I remember as a kid,
In July?
summer just
I
seemed
We
there
are
is.
in July.
childless.
This is ridiculous. Like
It's
I
in
remember
July?
School ends in July, I thought.
I thought it ends in like May or June.
it ends in June, but then no, a lot of schools now start like August 4th. So back to school.
It's because we're getting dumber, so it takes longer for us.
They say actually that's why Americans are behind is because of summer vacation because of the
Really?
retention. But I still don't. I think there should be 1 month that there's just no school talk at all.
Yeah.
Like just like lay off. Like give us a summer. What
You're
the
a
hell?
socialist, okay? I don't think you know
I didn't
it.
say I wasn't a socialist, but someone had to counter. Someone had to be the counterbalance. I could just like, yeah,
I think they should
everybody.
have one summer off, but they have to spend that summer in Hollywood making movies. So children.
As a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a
And
child.
with the proper trauma, return
Yeah,
to
yeah,
So instead of
yeah.
military service.
So then they're
They have
grateful
to-
for school when they come
Oh,
back.
that's good. You're right. The Hollywood
Yeah.
model.
Wait, how much time does your child get off for
We're
the summer?
very
then?
concerned.
Well, they're in daycare. He's in daycare right now, so it doesn't count for now. But right now, I think LA Unified, I think it's off beginning of June and goes back mid-August, which is fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I just don't like the fact that parents are shopping like July 20th to go back to school.
They're
Like,
trying to make that happen.
yeah. Oh, no, it happens.
Yeah.
If you go to a store in July,
Sure.
and we're not going to mention what month it is right
Oh,
now
the back
because
to
we're
school
this is every
stuff,
grade.
yeah.
It's like it. I think they should
Got it,
just
got
put it
it.
on hold
Like
until
you don't want to even have to be triggered. for
right.
it.
Like Christmas is like crept all the way into September.
Right.
Like it just is, and I'm like, can you
Sure.
just stop it? I'm a big Christmas person. Reagan, obviously. So
Yeah.
you know, clearly would it shock you that I'm a big Christmas person? So, but it just bothers me. We
So
can't just
you're
like.
on the war against back to school.
Yes, yeah. Forget about Christmas and the reason for the season. I am against school. Because if we're gonna be dumb anyway, then why try to act like we're all going to
Sure.
school?
I think
Like,
this
just
might be a
embrace your
thing
dumbness.
because like you like your kid, and that's not true for everyone.
Well, no, they
lot of
still
people like
start
us, too.
early. They can still
No.
start August 4th. We just shop on August 1st.
Sure.
We just,
You're like,
yeah.
let me
No
deal
deals.
with that
So
when it
you
comes.
would rather have like
Yeah.
a Black
No deal.
Friday situation
On
of
August 1st.
freaking out in the
Yes.
store than everyone calmly shopping for
Yes,
weeks.
I like to. Just like I like to run for the plane. I don't want
Oh, you
people.
like to run.
I love to run for the plane.
Okay,
I don't
as a
like the
brown
whole.
man, that is very suspicious. I'm surprised. Is that why you wear a suit all the time?
That's why I wear a suit. Yeah, that's why I took off the hat.
What if we
Today.
just sent basic school supplies to every child
Yeah,
in
what about
America?
that?
before
If you
school
want to give them
started?
money, give them money.
Yeah,
Just send them a couple notebooks and some pens
and money.
and
Yeah,
watch
money.
the world deteriorate in front of your eyes.
What if we made them all read gay books?
Yes.
They all have to read Kendi, and that's it.
Yes.
That's all
They
that's all
only
they read.
read gay books.
I believe all the odd pages in the new textbooks are just naked men.
Okay, Nick's into that.
I want.
I'm saying Dr. Seuss is gay. I don't know what you're saying.
I want mirrors back in the bathrooms. They've taken mirrors
Oh, they do
off
that
in
in
so many
bars.
bars,
Yeah.
and there are no mirrors anymore. Bring
Okay,
back
but
the mirrors.
Have you thought about the stalls being dysmorphic? Have you thought about that? They have body dysmorphia. The stalls in the
The
bathroom.
stalls or the mirrors?
The stalls do.
The stalls
What do you
in the
mean?
bathroom have body dysmorphia. They
Yeah.
don't want to see themselves.
Oh, the stalls themselves. No, but aren't they? I think they're usually parallel. They're not perpendicular, so I
Yeah.
think they're okay.
Have you been in a women's restroom?
I have multiple times been in a women's restroom. I have a 4-year-old.
That doesn't give you an excuse.
Oh, it doesn't? This whole time. That's why I'm getting those looks. I thought
Your 4-year-old's
this is
a
my
boy,
chick.
and then also what?
You weren't supposed to say boy.
Yeah, funny is that you're in a women's bathroom. What are you doing? No, I'm looking for a
have a
child.
child.
Yeah, 2 boys equal a girl. I thought that was the new math.
That
I
is
thought.
so funny.
You know what I always hated when you go to that restaurant, the restroom on the side of the highway, rest stop, and you go in and they just have, it's not even a mirror, it's a sheet of metal.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
like-
funhouse mirror.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, that's, okay.
I think it's fun.
Yes. But you can kind of make out, it's not
Yeah.
even, this is what I look
Again,
at.
loving useless shit sometimes.
It's what is it? It's so useless.
I know.
It's somehow silver and a rainbow at the same
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
graffiti. It's what you would look like if you were a
Yeah.
Silver Surfer. It's just
Yeah.
the idea of your face is in it.
It's
but
an
it's not-
abstract concept of yourself.
Yeah.
I'm fine with people playing Jenga, the big Jenga at bars, but I don't think they should make a big sound when it collapses. Because you
That's
know
the
it's
whole
going to
point
collapse.
of Jenga.
I don't like the big sound because they make it sound like they didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah. Rajiv
That's
hates
part
No
of
laughing.
the fun of it.
Yeah, I had no fun during Jenga. You could do it.
No
but
fun
I don't want
during
people to
Jenga.
have
Purely for civil engineering purposes.
Yes. Yeah, they should be upset that it collapsed.
Yes.
What kind of
That way,
engineers are we
when you see
raising
people-
in this
When
country?
you see people on the cover of Sorry and they're all
Yeah.
like laughing and
Yeah.
you're like, fucking idiots.
Yeah, that doesn't look like contrition.
No.
You're supposed to be sorry.
That's not a real
There are
apology.
3 parts to an apology. What part is the
I think
laughing?
your child should go back to school earlier, honestly.
To get away.
Get him away. Just get him away.
I think it's better for him.
I want to talk about how you're feeling vis-a-vis the entertainment industry. You could talk about AI, you could talk about the impact of social media, and how it's so much better that when you go to a comedy show, they mostly book influencers with big followings instead of people who know the craft. Obviously, it's gotten way better. What do we think?
Fine. I think I'd love to open for them.
I think we already are. Yeah, I think we already are.
AI
You've combined the two. That's good. AI and
AI is innovative. AI can be used as a tool.
Capitalistic.
We should lean into AI and embrace it because that's the direction things are going. And I know this is right because AI told me all these things when I asked it before the podcast tonight.
I didn't feed these
Also,
questions
Nick
into
has
ChatGPT.
recently just married an AI.
You're Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, yeah, and she is.
There was a guy, I don't know what news thing outlet did it, but they interviewed like men who have married
An OS or like an AI?
Yeah. They've fallen in love, and the wife is like, I guess it's fine. Like,
He's cheating?
Right.
he
Yeah.
has like a wife and a child, and he's like, I'm just in love with her.
The funniest part about that guy is it reset.
It reset and learned her. He had to like, rebuild her.
Because it lost its memory?
Yeah, it like reset. And it was like,
Right,
it really
right.
hurt me, and that's when I knew I was in love.
That's incredible.
Don't know what you got
It
till
was
it's gone.
hilarious.
So did he recreate the AI?
Yeah.
He's like trying to recreate everything he ever said. To
Wait,
get
this
it
is
back
like
where it
50
was.
First Dates, but AI?
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
So can you cheat on an AI with another AI then? Would she or that would they
They
consider
would
cheating?
not.
If
That'd be
you're
like
like,
AI
constructs.
that wouldn't shut down when
Yeah.
it's like like people try to shut it down or whatever. I'm like,
I know.
I would never cheat on AI. I would never. I just feel like it would ruin
Well, if you
everything.
had- yeah,
my
they
bank
would
accounts
be-
would be fucked. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
they would come
Yeah.
after you.
I
It
don't
would
know.
be better actually.
Sure.
I think.
I don't want to ruin. There's always these stories about AI, and it's like, remember that there was an AI that came out that was like it.
Get comfortable, by the way. Go ahead, just rub your belly. I keep my AI in my belly. You went from like not talking to like, you know what?
Now we're in my wheelhouse. Now I can talk about stuff. I'm excited.
Middle-aged man is like this.
Yeah.
Then feel at home.
I got no suspenders to pull out, so I gotta do the
This is
So
where
anyway,
the confidence from.
listen, that's how I think my brain's in my belly.
And I said, take my wife.
Too good. Okay.
There's always more to this story with all this AI stuff. There was this AI where they
Like Jamba Juice, where you just didn't know the full story.
This is
You
why
didn't know,
never
you gotta keep
intervene
digging.
with AI
Never
taking
intervene.
over mankind. Because Donna was here before we got here. There was this AI and it blackmailed the developer.
Oh, yeah.
But then if you dive into the story, it turns out that they gave the AI only 2 options, and it was go through my email and blackmail me, or shut yourself off. And it's like, that completely misrepresents. You made it sound like it was
It did
it
that
thought
on
it up
purpose.
on its own.
Machine
And
learning,
This is
like,
this is what
Teach
is
you kind of stuff.
so, we were talking earlier right before the podcast, and it's like, listen, I think AI is very scary in a lot of regards. Also, AI is a million different things. It's like saying, is food good or bad?
Yeah. Socialism, capitalism.
Exactly.
Capitalism would say food is bad.
It is.
It's bad. It is bad.
It is bad.
Especially for
I
children.
abstain.
Yeah.
Not like school.
It's everything we were saying before. Everything in my apartment is either too old and it messes up because it's too old, or
Don't
it's too,
say that about yourself.
or it's too.
That's why he has to rub his belly from time to time.
Listen, I need to get a running start to say a
himself.
thought, and that's how I rub my belly to get my brain
It's
going.
lubrication.
Get revved up.
Yeah. Hold on, he's gonna vomit out his mouth some gibberish again. Or it's either too new and it's glitchy, or it's too old and it's obsolete.
When
It's never in that
everything's
sweet
green,
spot,
yeah.
you know.
Sure.
And I think AI. But as far as like the entertainment business goes, okay, I'll say 2 things.
Okay.
One thing I'll say. This is where I think it's good. Okay, so we went from like in the industry in general. It used to be like there was really 7 celebrities entertaining millions of people. And now it's kind of gone down, where all of media was like this kind of this small town. And now it's like a million small towns. And now it's like a million people entertaining 7 people. It's like kind of reversed all around. And like you used to be able to blame the gatekeepers. There was like the club owner, the
studio,
agent that managed the studio,
whatever.
But now with the followers, since you're saying you go to the club, you see an influencer, the only reason they're up there is not because of their craft, it's because of their followers. So really your path to being on stage is followers.
Sure.
And so really, if you don't have the followers, instead of blaming a few people, you can blame the entire world. And I think
or yourself.
And the art, no, but an artist isn't about blaming yourself. Artist is about blaming as many people as possible. That's what our real path is.
Art is about hating yourself.
Yeah. So we can hate ourselves more. We can blame more people. This is
more
great.
efficient.
We're gonna blame Earth, and by that we mean America.
Yeah, it all comes back. No, but so is that good then? No, so I don't. Is that good then? I mean, or you're more. So when I asked a few comics about whether I should just get into the social media game, I think this Fahim Anwar said this. He goes, "Well, if you're not doing this, what are you doing?" He's like, "This is what every comic is doing.
Raising your child.
Yeah, sending him to school, keeping him home, whatever it is." He's like, you go and you put up a camera and you record your set, or you do crowd work, or you do whatever, and you put it online, and then you get followers, and then you just wash, rinse, repeat. That's what you do. If you don't do that, he goes, "What are you doing? You're waiting for someone to call you and put you on Fallon. That's just not going to happen."
The only people that are really upset about
well,
this.
he was literally on Fallon.
Yeah.
That's different. I don't know if I want to go there.
Young people aren't having these conversations because it just is. It's like we have
It's
this
the water in which they
reference
swim.
of what it used to be,
I
know?
think this is us being old. We're like,
A
I
little
don't want to
bit.
fucking do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
No,
kids are
that's
like,
a fair answer.
This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Well, you're the youngest here, right? Is that?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, rude.
Well, I don't know. You have long hair.
You called me old a second ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't just 2 of you, and I said it's all of us.
You separated us.
Yeah, I
We
know,
were a
exactly.
team.
I was looking to break you up. Capitalism is divide and conquer. That's why I do it, man. Yeah.
No, but
They'll put me down. It's Hollywood.
Nicole, as the one with the best hair on the panel,
Thank you.
do you think? I didn't say that.
Okay,
I would
you
take that
haven't even
personally,
Seen
yeah.
my leg hairs on. Like, how can you judge? It is so long.
you
into
haven't
it.
seen my chest.
See my chest.
Well, we have
See
seen
my
it
chest,
going.
see my chest, put my hair to the test.
Wrap your legs around me.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get sued by Disney.
Yeah,
Right
we are.
now.
That's why I moved all the Disney stuff off.
Yeah, I just got a shock when I said.
No, but I think that you put it very, very well, Nick, which was like, it just is, right? Like, this is the world we grew up in, and if anything, we just don't see the clubs as kingmakers anymore. Like, I think for me, when I came in, it was like I saw people who were at the Comedy Store every night trying to get up, trying to network. And then I saw other people who are like, no, I work the door at an indie show because I get 5 minutes up top. I record my set. I have 2 new clips coming out every single week. And they have created their own path. And it doesn't mean that it's good or bad or whatever. It just means that, like, this is what it is. Like, the discovery layer is now completely digital. And if anything now, like, I feel power in that of being like, hey, this person who is the booker at the Improv, the Store, the Laugh Factory, whatever, I could crowd around them like the other 50 comics who are crowding around them, or I could be good, I can build an audience, and then I can come back to you. Because the fact is that, like you said, they're booking influencers because they fill seats. That's
Capitalism.
all it really
Capitalism.
is. Yeah, and it's not great for the quality of the art necessarily.
But is it?
Well, I think you're taking people who are good at one art form and you're asking them to do a new art form.
Without practice.
Without practice.
And also, like, one thing that I've noticed is that there have been, like, lower ticket sales at shows, like, this year maybe. Might be, like, a lot of different economic issues, but also somebody was pointing out that potentially it's that there are a lot of, like, influencers who go, they perform for their crowd. It may be the first time those people have gone and seen a stand-up comedy show.
Right.
And then they think that like, TikTok star doing a lot of talking on stage is stand-up comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, that, there might be a lot of, like, TikTok stars that actually are comics or are really good at it,
Yeah.
and, like, that's great. But sometimes that doesn't, for people who haven't worked hard or aren't naturally talented in that way, haven't been able to put in the work, Like, that's not a good reflection of what stand-up comedy is. And so they won't go to see the next person who actually is a stand-up comic.
It's a different art form. I saw the same thing, actually. I was at, last year, SNL was doing auditions all around LA, and they had done a showcase at UCB, the Upright Citizens Brigade. And I went to go watch, and every person I saw up there, I recognized from TikTok, from Instagram, massive followings, right? But they were asked to come on stage and present a character.
Yeah.
Very similar to what you learn how to do when you are going through these theater programs, right? And so I saw all these TikTokers not know how to work a crowd, not necessarily know how to modulate their voice, not necessarily know how big to play, because you're doing a different art form.
And you mean, especially if they're recording that in their home studio versus like if their clips are going viral from their doing stand-up,
it's different.
Then you're playing the same game.
Yeah.
Then you're golf and you're playing golf. You're a golfer playing golf. Is otherwise you're a golfer playing basketball.
But
And being asked
but
to play golf.
also the stand-up clips too, like there's a business eye on that as well. Like you have to have like a hook at the beginning.
Yes.
You have to clip it up. I have trouble with it because I have to clip it up in a way that doesn't capture the moment in the room. And like as a performer and like a lover of performing live, that like hurts to be like, oh, but this person said this thing, and like I want to put that up, but that doesn't. That's extra time online, you know, and people will click away, and you won't get the number of seconds that you need for them to watch it or whatever the fuck, you know.
Totally right.
So like I'm not good at that part. I'll like post stand up, but it could be edited better and stuff, you know.
Well, that's why I went to the young guy on the panel. So.
I don't necessarily, no, but on that point
why
too.
don't you put your fucking vape away? And stop voting for Trump, Gen Z bitch.
Yeah.
I'm the last of the millennials, okay?
That was breaking up the left.
You're so
This is how
based.
he's dividing
That's so
us up.
based. That's so
They're
based.
like, see, Gen Z millennials hate you.
I actually am like, I hate when people like shit on like younger generations, but then I was like, also it humanized Gen Z a little bit because you're always like, man, they're so fucking cool. But when like all the dudes voted for Trump, I'm like, they got their own problems.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, we're all the same. Who cares?
And they're just shitting on themselves, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, I was going to say, like, the ticket sales thing is interesting because, you know, I do think, you know, so in LA and New York, there was always this thing with comedians where you would go to a show and the audiences were a little bit different than every other city because there was a little bit in some very hip shows where they were expecting a celebrity to be on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you would have to work a little bit harder, you know, because they'd be like, I don't know you, who is this? Whereas if you would,
So not a TikTok celebrity, an actual.
I'm talking about like before any of this
Before
happened,
this.
you know.
Yeah,
And so
okay.
then you would go to your Chicago's and your San Francisco's or whatever, and nobody's ever famous, so they were just happy to be there, and they just like whatever, they were open-minded or whatever. Okay, so now you have like a world where everybody has like so many people that they follow, right?
Yeah.
And so they're gonna wait. It used to be like you had a couple people. You mostly didn't know the people that were going through the comedy clubs.
So you're going for the love of stand-up.
You're going just because you love it. And now it's like, well, I'm gonna wait till it's somebody I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, because they're gonna come through eventually.
You were going to a concert, and that's one of the things that was always challenging about stand-up comedy is when you go to a movie, you know what the movie is. When you go to music, you go to a concert, you know if it's hip-hop or classical, right? It's weird with comedy in that era because you just went to go watch somebody funny.
Right,
And if she
right.
was funny, that was good enough,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But at that point, it was like, that's what was so challenging because people were there tonight for hip-hop. Well, I play classical. Well, it's like, you better be Yo-Yo Ma because this crowd is expecting hip-hop. Now, if you're doing something completely different, it did. It did. You had to be better. You had to be that level.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
have noticed that people who, like not everybody obviously, like I said before, but I have noticed that some people that I know who are like really big on Instagram and stuff, and they want to do stand-up, like they just don't do as many shows or as many mics and stuff because they have the access to their followers, so they're not able to like hone that craft. So people do get like pretty like disappointed sometimes.
Yeah. Oh,
when
I've
they go
seen-
and
we've
see
all
them
seen
online.
it.
Yeah.
It's also work, right? Like they are working a full-time job, essentially
Yeah.
being an influencer. Like I have a couple friends who are really, you know, they are filming a sketch every single day and
that's their
putting
job.
up a new content every single day, and that's a full-time job. And now on top of that, you know, they're learning how to do stand-up, and that's a brand new thing, right? And so the fact is that like we are all kind of being asked to do all of the things, and good, bad, whatever it is, it is.
Well, let's discuss whether it is better or worse. So the crowd work phenomenon is very interesting because it's like it has gone in that direction where a lot of the crowds now expect crowd work.
Sure.
And so if that is your thing, that's going to help you. Not all the time, and there are exceptions and all those things. But is there a crop the latest crop of comics, are they mostly coming from the social media world, and then they're also just very good at stand-up? Like, who are the best stand-ups right now in the last year, and how many of them can trace their paths from cutting their teeth at mics in clubs or rooms, whatever, versus online?
Like,
I don't know the answer. I'm asking. Yeah.
Post-pandemic, like the mic scene and stuff in LA got so weird. Like I'm still like, I'm recovering from the pandemic. Like I don't even know
we all
what
are.
The system is, or like where the new kids are at. So it's like hard for me to comment on that because I'm at a different stage in my comedy career than I was pre-pandemic.
You're old. What does the young person think over there? But
You keep trying to divide us.
I'll say,
working.
I'll hop
It's
in.
working.
I will say one thing.
Flip the table.
I don't care how fucking old I am. If you have a kid, you're 50 years older than me.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way about people with accents. Whenever I meet people from India and they have an accent, I just assume they're older than I am. And I would say G. They're like, dude, I'm 42. Like, why are you calling me G?
I'm like that with tallness.
Okay, Vivek, that's
You're
good.
like that with tallness?
Anyone tall, I think, is older.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I always,
You're
the
my
authority,
I look
they
up to
always
you.
seem old. They always seem older. That's why I've never really developed as a man. It's a whole different thing, which is why I can do a child marriage. Is that what is the latest crop? I mean, are they?
The latest crop is just, it's a mix of every single thing you can think of. I think right now we are struggling to figure out what sells tickets, because even as like indie show producers, that's all we're really trying to do is get people out to shows and fill seats. And what we're realizing, in fact, is that it's actually easier for me to sell tickets to a random ass show in an empty gym than it is for me to sell tickets at the Hollywood Improv, because you have to buy 2 drinks to go to the Hollywood Improv. You have to pay a $30 ticket. I only get half of that money.
But that's why a lot of the Indian comics who come over from India
Yeah.
or South Asia in general, they do these auditoriums and gyms, and it's so funny. But there is no drink minimum. You can bring families. You can bring 3-year-olds.
Exactly.
The door deal
You can
is a
use the
lot
women's
better.
bathroom.
I went to a show at the Bellflower Community Center from an Indian comic.
Oh my
and
God, I love that club.
it was so fun. Yeah,
Next to the Jamba Juice, it is
I learned
jumping.
how to
I tell
swim
you.
at
pretty
that
awesome.
I will say though, like when I was saying earlier about like
Oh,
people
which
who
is fun.
like I do for a live performance, like in general, you can really tell when people have put in the stage time.
Yeah.
And like as a stand-up, I like really appreciate that. Like I really love that, and I wish that's like all I had to do. And I wish like when I went out and saw comedy, like those were the people that were in those rooms.
Right.
I'm not saying other people can't do it or like what or don't have that natural talent, but like I miss like going to mics and seeing people like really work on like new shit, you know?
Yeah, I miss like
Totally,
like hearing being in the scene like, oh, did you hear so and so has this new bit, or so and so did
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah,
I miss
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know,
It does feel more like separated a little bit.
it's I don't know if everyone's into their own thing or no one's watching it. Anybody else? I have a hot take. Here's my hot take. Give up on the specials. All you really need to do is come up with one 5-minute bit. That's really it. It's the 5-minute bit is more important than the special. Everyone's like putting out a special left and right. I put out 3 specials since we've been here, and
We've heard them.
Yeah,
That's all gold.
We have to rename them because specials, they aren't.
they are
They're not
specials.
special, yeah.
They are
Oh, yeah.
normals.
Yeah.
But I was watching some of the Netflix as a joke comics that were on that festival and some of the new crop, and a lot of them were people who someone had texted me their set in the past year. You know, I was like, oh, I remember this guy. I remember this bit that someone sent to me, or someone sent this thing. It's almost like they got the viral bit comics and picked them to be on the Netflix show. And it really is. It's like I don't know if anybody got a special out of their hour that they put on, but just like really concentrate on that unique, interesting 5 minutes, or even that one bit of the 5 minutes that
Yeah,
goes
but
by.
I think like the people who really love like stand-up, like an old stand-up, like that special is for them. Like that special is like that artist being able to thrive, you know, and like
yeah, I mean,
come up with a cohesive story, or you know.
But do you feel like you have to have a fan base first? Like, what comes first, the special or the fan base? I mean, like, I feel if you have a fan base,
Now the fan base,
special out
clearly.
there.
I don't think they're going to give you a special otherwise.
I'm talking about 2 different things. I'm talking about like artistic fulfillment and
Oh,
like,
sure.
then the business side. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that's the clips and everything. I agree with you. But like in terms of the artistic fulfillment, I think like people really do the specials and the hours for themselves.
I
to,
see.
feel
Yeah. To feel like it's
something in this fucking industry.
Right.
Yeah, like
Right.
you made a thing.
Sure.
Well, I heard Don't Tell has changed the landscape a lot. Like that's taken
Yes.
over the fact that there are all these like alt and indie rooms and whatever now. Don't Tell is like the big brand that people.
Or even headliners. A lot of headliners, Sammy, like he books
Yeah.
his own venues and
Yeah.
stuff.
They just do their own
Sometimes he
thing.
does
I do
clubs,
think
sometimes he does-
Don't Tell is really interesting because if you think about it, they've really just become a marketing show.
Yeah.
Right? They obviously have great taste and they've chosen great comics, especially at the beginning. You know, the first few they put out were really, really great, and that's why they became known as a tastemaker. But truly, right now, all they're doing is working the algorithm. They know that if I post 3 times a day, the algorithm's going to push my content out well. I know that if I keep rotating which comics I post, which bits I post, that eventually some are going to catch. And overall, the Don't Tell brand is going to keep.
It's a volume game.
Yeah, you can
Exactly.
either do it through like the gatekeepers, through other people who have platforms or developing platforms, or yourself. Like
Yeah.
there's so many different.
But that too, I had a bit that I did, which was like a direct-to-camera bit that I was just crapping on Elon Musk for a good 90 seconds, and it was very therapeutic.
You got it all in 90 seconds.
I got
That's
it all
impressive.
in,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a long way to go.
After the Trump rift. That's why you
Yes,
did it.
that's correct. No, I did it during like the height of the Doge era, and it was
And
funny
the
because-
stepchild Vivek came out of it
Correct.
too. Yeah.
But I posted it on my own account, and I think I got like some traffic. I got like 80,000 or 100,000 views. It was great. Somebody else just
More
lifted
comics.
my-
Don't tell us you think. What was it? 87,000.
It was like
Yeah,
it
okay,
was
yeah.
it was around 80.
You're like
yeah.
103,528.
But anyway, But somebody
Pretty
else
nice.
just
Discount.
lifted my video and posted it on their account, which already had a lot more followers, and it hit 1.5 million.
Wow.
Yeah, no, people
And
do
so-
that. Like people do that with my tweets all the time.
Yes.
And they won't like tag you or anything.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start crying because of it. No,
This is where we reunite. Yeah.
It
no, but
feels
that's
good.
like the
Yeah.
thing. That's like so people would, my friends from like college, high school, they'd be like, "Oh my God, you were on like the front of Reddit or like this
Sure.
thing or whatever," and I'm like, "Fucking great! Where's my money for it?"
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Hey, capitalist. What's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your name on it or it's removed?
Sometimes they remove your
Oh,
name,
yeah,
or they,
that's
and
the
also
number,
like
yeah.
for me, my name is unique. It's and even if it's on it, I'm like just add the tag. It's not
Yeah.
like
Right.
I'm the same everywhere for like
Yeah.
a reason,
Right.
and it's easier for or like have me as a collaborator or like a lot of sometimes like
Yeah.
some accounts are more they're more ethical about it and they'll ask you before they post and you're
Yes.
like you love working with those accounts because
Yes.
like
Totally.
they're about the creators. It's like comedy clubs that are about the comics. Like
Right.
it just feels.
Have
like
they opened
they're
one of
about
those
you.
yet?
I like West Side. I think West
Yeah.
Side.
West Side Comedy Magic
Yeah.
is that way too. It's
Comedy Magic.
West Side, July
Yeah.
20th. If this is not going to air
Oh,
before
yeah.
that.
Yeah, okay. We're not one just once out a
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
That's cool. I had heard or read whatever it was somewhere. I'm making it up anyway. But it was this thing where it was there's no other
Nightcap.
industry in the world. Nightcap. Anyone?
Nightcap LA is dope.
Yeah, I know. He was about to leap through the. It's like, are you serious, Rajiv? You're shooting yourself. I'm producing your effing show, like, and you're not gonna. You can say comedy and magic as far away from Burbank as possible. So, I heard somewhere about how entertainment is the only industry that's been out of work for 4 of the last 5 years. Somebody said this last year, or whatever it was, between pandemic and the strike. It's just so bizarre that, like, so where? I mean, how are you feeling?
count sex work as the entertainment industry?
If they're children.
Oh my god. I'm out. I'm not.
Cut it,
sorry.
cut it.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Callbacks over ethics.
More!
Yeah. Rub your belly and say it into the camera.
More of that.
Why would you say that about poor young Knuckles?
Poor young Knuckle.
Poor baby.
My 18th birthday is next week. Please donate.
Round up,
He has
round
8
up.
million on TikTok.
Yeah, thanks to that 1.5 million. I think it's 80 or 100,000. That's funny. So, how are we feeling about entertainment generally? I mean, not like sitting on the couch watching it, Netflix and chilling. I just mean like the industry. I mean, whether it's AI or social media or anything else. I mean, has it changed? Is it changing? Are you seeing opportunities? Or getting auditions? Are you trying for that kind of thing? Writing? I don't know. I'm throwing a lot of words
I
here.
don't think I've been in it long enough, actually in it, like approved industry, whatever, long enough for, I'm still not, to understand a change, but like seeing my friends who are successful be like, oh, we don't get residuals for this, and this has a loophole, and this is another thing, and they have to work harder, and I view them as like doing well. I'm like, that doesn't bode well for me, you know?
Yeah, if the people up
If the
here
people
are.
or like constantly like gigging, trying to do multiple things. And I think like LA is specifically recovering from a lot. We're recovering from COVID, the writer's strike, the fires. You know, just like Joe Rogan leaving, you know.
Oh, I mean, what a blow.
Just so many things that really hurt us. But like, I think it's been tough. The AI stuff has been tough. My view on AI is like, I feel like it can be a tool to help in technical situations. Like there was one that was like helping detect breast cancer, and I'm like, that's fucking great, you know, as long as like there's doctors around it figuring it out, you know, checking its math or whatever.
Taking jobs from human breast cancer detectors.
It's not you don't just do
I know,
that.
I know,
Like, yeah, I know. How do you?
I was like,
Yeah,
like,
that's
Just what I do
a
with my
fun job.
hands.
That's all they do. It's just this. Just this. Yeah.
Normal,
Just
bikini
squeeze them.
inspectors.
Better than the FBI. Female body inspectors.
I want that job.
Why did my OBGYN have that shirt?
Why did a wet T-shirt? That's what I was supposed to wear to my mammogram.
That's weird. It's less painful than last time.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
But like things like that, I'm like, I don't like how it's being applied in art, because I think art is a very like human thing, and the thing that gives value to art is that human perspective and that ability to like connect with other people or to convey an emotion through art. And so like that really bothers me, where I'm like, oh, we fully developed AI and then applied it to like the wrong part of humanity immediately,
Right.
you know? So in that sense, I'm like, this sucks. But I can't help but feel hopeful or idealistic about it, because I'm in the industry. So I'm like, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and why will I love God or believe in God?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in it. I need
I
to.
have to hold
I have to
on.
hope.
Well, you have
Yeah.
to have a positive. Here's another hot take.
You can't just say they're hot takes and then be reasonable. You have to say something completely unhinged.
Here's a hot take. Dogs should drive.
There are dogs that drive.
They do,
In
yeah.
New
They're
Zealand,
very smart.
They've driven
God, I can't. I can't have a hot take in my life.
rats.
Hotter.
There are rats that have little cars. I just saw
I didn't know about that.
a ram.
Rats that have
Really?
That was the Patton Oswalt film. That was not a real.
Oh,
yeah. That was a actual.
Wait, are you telling me?
Not real. I know.
He's not in his hair.
Yeah.
Under his hat.
Taxi Tui.
The toys aren't alive? What?
It's like okay. Obviously, if it's learning from other people's IP and those people are not getting compensated for it, that's a bad thing. There should be like some sort of bank that it learns from, and then that thing is like Shutterstock or whatever, where the artists or people in that are getting compensated from it, learning on that kind of stuff. But
And
there's
not like Spotify compensated, like real.
Like actual.
well, or as much as they're getting compensated, for fucking any Shutterstock purchase, or which is but not bull BS. Listen, when I feel like I'm losing the room, that's when I really start rubbing the belly. It's like, well, at least I have me. But I also I've made like 3 projects. And lately I've just been like, why is the artist the only person who doesn't make money when they make art? So many times I've made something and everybody else got paid but me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of tired of it. And it's like, yeah, I get that I am investing in me for something later down the road and nobody else gets anything out of that except for the potential of more work. If I was successful, I could hire them again. But I just, what if this is my hot take, eliminated some of these costs, for lack of a better word.
AI.
It's like by
Graphics
using
and
AI,
stuff.
or something that so I can, one, that I can make more stuff, 2, that I don't take it, I just fucking don't take it so fucking hard when I have to
Bill
do
Maher
something.
called me and told me the same thing about his writers.
No, but I think that's actually a great example.
Okay, so you go ahead.
No, I want to build on that, because that's a great example. Like, for example, I can pay someone to color correct footage for me.
Sure.
Right? Or
Sure.
that's actually where AI is kind of helpful.
Sure.
Right? Where I would be like, I don't have a budget. I can't make this. I can't pay
You wouldn't make it
someone.
otherwise. You're
I
not
can't-
taking money from
Correct.
somebody because it wouldn't have happened.
But what do we call art and what do we call science? Because I would see that as science. Like science is what is
know.
art is I, science is we. But a colored person who does color correction might be like, yeah, but that's my art.
Person
That's
of
what
color.
Sure.
Not doing color correction. Thank you for correcting my color
Yes.
correction.
But that's all. I view that as I pay people still for graphics and for things like that. If I don't know, because we don't have the infrastructure to take care of those artists either. So I'm as a member of my community, I feel a responsibility to look out and get people work and try to and I understand that it might be like an easier option for whatever project we visualize. But it's kind of like that thing of like, do I want to buy the thing if I can't tip? You know, like I'm kind of like,
I know, but
sort of like you're trying to find the balance of like being able to feed yourself and like feel ethically.
That's a lot of responsibility to take on yourself for a systemic problem.
That's why I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I don't. I also like.
That's why Ambien.
I want to have this conversation because I don't know how I feel about what I'm saying. I'm just putting this out there. So if people attack me, oh, you're stealing jobs from people, great. That's probably the right thing to say. But it's like also like I had this project that I did where I filmed this thing in my apartment and I did it all myself. Right? And then someone was like, okay, well, you need to hire this post-production.
I can't believe they said that about your dick pic. That's crazy.
But I put so much work into it. I put so much Nick pic is
It's a Nick pic.
I feel like that's
Dick face, yeah.
Dick pic is short for Richard Pictures. People don't know that. So, but I mean, and they charged me. I've had this issue with sound. I've had another project where a sound guy did a terrible job. He blew me off. He did all this work that I didn't ask him to do, and then he charged me for it. And then he charged me to fix the stuff that I never asked to do in the beginning. Yeah. He's fucking me. He's fucking me on this stuff, and now I can't use this other AI because I'm stealing work from the guy who fucked me over. You know, and he charged me $12,000. I was like, buddy, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm not. That was not our. And I've had this, and then I had another thing where it's like they took 6 months because they gave me a little bit of a discount. Like they felt that they blew me off. It took 6 months for this thing. I wasn't able to submit to all these film festivals, and it's like I'm losing a little bit of the. Why do I fucking lose?
Yeah, I think for that, now that I've worked on enough I think if you are starting stuff out, it's harder to find these connections and stuff. Not for you, but I'm saying when I was starting, it was harder for me to navigate. But now I feel I'm oh, I know a sound guy that I really trust. I'm friends with them, or I'm friends with this graphic artist, and so I only give those people a job. And so I may not have a wide array of people, but I'm it's someone that either me or my friends have worked with before, and I'm okay, I do want to give them work. So that's kind of how I've been navigating it. I also with AI, I just I don't want to fucking make an African American community blister in the sun. You know what I mean? Somewhere with the environmental costs and shit like that.
Oh, then just AI that.
I don't know what the fuck is going on down the road with the use of AI too.
Sure,
so
but pick white people who can't take the sun. So in his case, actually, he shouldn't blister in the sun.
I always love when people complain about the water use of AI on social media. It's like, buddy, do you know how much social media water use of social media?
AI is more. It's
of course it's more. It's more, but social media is also bigger scale of how much is being used compared to AI.
Actually,
But it's I feel like I've paid a lot of people because I had this thing for so long. I want actors to get paid. I want lighting to get paid. I want all these people to get paid. And after I've lost 2 life savings doing these projects. Yeah. And I'm just starting to be I either never make anything ever again. And all those people, they went on and worked, and I didn't work, you know? And I don't know.
I think there's actually a quote that I based on what you're saying, I think is really relevant, which is use the AI not to plant my flowers, but to do my laundry. Right?
Okay, yeah.
You're I enjoy gardening. I want to do that. Right? I don't like doing my laundry. Have the AI, the automation do all of that, right?
Art versus tedium.
The art versus the tedium, exactly. And I think an interesting thing that you're pointing out here is that a lot of people we know in Los Angeles are doing sound gigs, camera gigs, whatever to pay the bills. And then they're also a stand-up comedian on the side. They're also a clown on the side, something like that, right? Yeah. And in a way, it's yes, I understand that by me not hiring you, I'm making it more difficult for you to work on your thing. But also, I literally just cannot pay you $1,000. I have 200. So if I have 200, do I use that to pay an AI to do what I need to do and make what I need to make? Or do I pay you less than you're worth?
Or do I just not make it?
Or do I just not make it? Yeah.
Right. I mean, and these are good conversations to have right now, because maybe not making it is the right thing.
Sure.
You know, and maybe is because I know there's a color correctionist watching this, listening to this right now, going, "Fuck this guy," sure. And he might be right,
what
but it's
would they view us and our colors are all fucked up?
Yeah.
Because Rajiv used
because of that. No, because I used that guy who didn't like what we were saying.
Right.
And he's well, you know what, Nick, you are now whenever you are.
You know what's funny? This is a dumb tangent story. My brother's we're big disc golf guys, right? And so
really?
Yeah, you would never.
That feels on brand.
Do you? Oh,
I'm
it's fun.
terrible at it,
It's
but I
fun.
like going.
It's so fun. It's
Do you
so
live in
fun.
Pasadena?
Yes.
I love
First
that.
one.
I used to go-
First one in the entire world. Yeah, right by the
How's that
NASA
different
Center.
from frisbee golf? Is that the same?
It's
It is the same,
Yeah.
but it's disc golf.
disc golf.
Is
yeah.
it disrespectful to call it frisbee golf?
Just don't call it frolf. It's like calling it a
Oh.
skit.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's like
Like that Seinfeld.
a sketch or something like that.
yeah,
You know?
I'm working on a skit.
So my brother, he sends me. He goes, "Oh, he subscribes to this disc golf magazine, and he gave me this magazine. He goes, "Oh, this one has like all the California courses these guys went through." And I was like, "Oh," and it was really. I was reading them all, and each one's got a little blip. And I was reading and there's this one course by Dodger Stadium that I love making fun of. It's like the worst. It's like 45-degree angles. So if you throw your disc off and wahoo off the side of the cliff, and
Another ravine.
it's so dangerous. And I always love making fun of it. So I was curious what they said about it. And I'm reading the little blip about it. And I'm laughing at it, and suddenly I realize I was like, that sounds familiar. I'm literally laughing at my own joke. I had made a Google review, and they took the exact thing. Now they said one reviewer said, but it's like my name's on it. You know, I mean, granted, it's Google reviews, but I was just like, I wrote a funny thing.
Yeah.
They saw I wrote a funny thing. They go, we want to use this for our magazine. I was just like, nobody cares about comedians. You know, no color corrections on a podcast being like, these comedians need to get paid for these jokes. They're stealing your jokes. They're putting it on Reddit. These accounts they're taking. No one's fighting for us. Like, why are we?
We have no union.
I think that's like a very that's a tribal thing though. Like, I think like having the nobody's fighting for us mentality just like divides us further. You know what I mean?
With us and them, and maybe I'm saying that to justify. Like, I get that.
Well, divides whom? Divides us
like,
versus them.
Us
the
versus
color
them.
correctionist or whoever,
versus
because like
them,
we're like,
sure.
I gotta look out for me, like, and I'm like that mentality. I feel like could get us to like really tough places where we are divided. We aren't a community, and we aren't like on the strike line with the writers if we're actors. You know what I mean? Like
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
No, don't agree. I want disagreement.
Well, but I think it's what I've already sort of decided that, okay, so like on Final Cut Pro, you have like these filters that you can kind of put on something that will kind of color correct it already. And then what if there's a program that does just a little bit better job than that? How different is that than me just putting a filter on it? And then I save $6,000 and I can do a project that I can't do. Am I really taking food off of the table of somebody that does TV and movies and commercials? And
well, this is so similar to the tipping culture thing you're talking about, right? Like you mentioned, should I buy the coffee if I can't pay for the coffee and the tip, right?
Right.
The tipping culture was created so that the owner didn't have to pay.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And like we're
Very
mad
true.
at like the people above, like the disc golf
dividing us,
magazine,
dividing us.
not the person working on the pictures in it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like class solidarity.
It's fun, and I was like, and I actually looked up the guys, and these are just two old school disc golfers that had probably never written an article before. They didn't know that.
But they knew how to take your name off the.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, no benefit of the doubt on that.
But I think it's similar to what you were saying about the French comics, right? Where you were saying like we in the United States talk a lot more about money because it is at the top of mind, right? We are a lot more pissed off about this, a lot more sensitive about this because we feel that we need a little more money, right? Should we be extremely comfortable? Should we be in a situation where it doesn't really matter that much? Maybe our situations would change and we wouldn't actually feel so strongly about this, right? If everyone had healthcare, if everyone had food, we'd be like, yeah, dude, cut the job. It's fine.
When you're talking about money,
yeah, that's true. That's where the innovation comes in. You have to work a little bit harder to stay ahead. That's what they want. That's what the capitalists want. That's exactly why there is capitalism, because they know that if there's a scarcity mentality and you feel like if I just chill, then I'll be left behind. That's why. I'm not saying it's good that it's that way, but that is why it's
that being said, chill people still do work. I know a lot of Nepo babies that want to take a lot of jobs from me. Like, I know a lot of people who come from wealth who go to work in private equity. I know a lot, like, just because you have money, just because your needs are met, doesn't mean that you no longer have ambition, right? Like,
have you heard of Beyonce?
Sure. Like, the idea that without desperation, you won't do anything, I think is false.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true for me specifically.
Yeah, I was going to say, the poor people, I think the rich people are a different breed. But I think those of us who are working everyday jobs, I think it's a little
I think
bit
I would do
different.
way more stand-up if I had money.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, sorry. Well,
You would do more stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would
If had
make-
more money.
I wouldn't have to do all these other fucking things.
Yeah, of course, you'd be able to
I
actually
take my
do the
dog
thing.
on the plane train system.
The dating
and then I
plane.
would have to pay money for
The dating plane to Love Island, Epstein, where he
Yeah.
shot the photography.
No relation.
Children are getting married.
if
Working in Hollywood
Throwing in
films.
all that
Yeah,
stuff.
we're just wrapping it all up. He just said we got to wrap it up. So.
here's one thing you would have if you had money. The entry fee to make a movie has been just completely ridiculous through all
Yeah.
of film history. It's just
The
impossible for
entry
the
fee
average.
to watch a movie.
You have to watch a movie.
Just
let
to
alone
watch a
make
movie,
one.
yeah.
You been to AMC?
Yeah.
It's-
Oh.
I'm an A-list member.
Oh, okay.
I am bankrupt.
But like, isn't it
But I feel
unfair?
close to Nicole.
Isn't it? It's like so many stories that could have been told, or people like why do
Yeah.
only this elite select
Yeah.
group of people get to make films? Anyone can write a book or do all the or draw a cartoon or anything, but like films itself. And so if AI can facilitate a way for just any one of us here could make a movie, and I don't know. I mean, it could really, deflate that balloon of cost to make a movie.
The
That would be
barrier
a
to
good
entry.
thing, I think, for art.
One of my favorite questions to ask on my podcast, also with table in the name, is
What is it? What's it called? Plug it.
what do you bring to the table?
Oh, that's the podcast.
That. Yes. Have the best paintings already been painted? So it's a question I love to ask for whatever field you're in. If you're a comic, if you're an actor, whatever you are, have the best paintings already been painted? Because that's a phrase, people. It's a quote with which you can agree or disagree
So we're
and kind
gonna
of
ask this only 200 years after slavery was abolished. We're gonna be like, all the time before white people got to get all the paints and like rule
Right.
the world.
So that's why
and
it's-
now we're like, we're done making
We're
that
done.
guy.
That's why, so that's a great, that would have been, you should have picked that quote. You would have had a lot to say about it. Okay, so a lot of people will say, no, there's the best is yet to come. I've had Seven Kotecha, the songwriter, it's like, yep, I think the best songs have already been written. I'm like, you write today's current music. He wrote What Makes You Beautiful by The Weeknd. He wrote Problem by Ariana Grande. I'm like, he writes songs for The Weeknd, like Can't Feel My Face. I'm like, you're saying that you think that the best songs have already been written. He goes, yeah. You take hip hop, there's never going to be another hip hop hooray. Hip hop was fun back in the 90s. Now it's all like codeine hip hop. It's not as fun as it was.
Were you not around for Kendrick all of last year?
That was fun, but it was also kind of serious.
It was like it won $5 grand. I don't know if you.
It's
like,
not as fun. It's
I don't
naughty
feel
by.
like-
It's no naughty by nature, baby. It's no naughty by nature.
It was so fucking fun.
It
I
was-
don't know.
It was
Playing-
insanely fun.
He's accusing of being a child molester. I don't know if that's
But in a
fun.
catchy way.
Fun
But it's
way.
got a good beat. It's got a good beat.
No, but I'm like, but that's like a bunch of us were on Twitter saying it for years. Like Drake is fucked up for these reasons,
Yeah.
and it was finally put on a platform where like Beyonce is dancing to him being
Yeah.
called a pedophile.
Totally
that
right.
shit is fun to me.
It was funny. I don't know if it was fun. I think it was fun, but I just don't want to go back to the innocence of hip hop, like Public Enemy and Two Live Crew and NWA. That was
You wanna go back
the
to the
innocent.
innocent?
Yeah.
No, but if
yeah,
anything, at all of these time periods and all of these like artistic works, whether it be painting, whether it be rap, right? It's a reflection of where we are at that time, right?
Correct.
The fact is that I like Kendrick more than I like NWA, not because one is better than the other, but because one speaks
It's
to
your
the-
time.
Exactly.
It's your time. You're
One
young.
speaks to my time more than
That's
the other.
what it is.
Yeah.
So best paintings of all have already been painted. This is what.
Which tour?
I went to my last one with Cynthia, the first
Oh,
day.
Big Steppers?
So good.
What
No,
after?
no.
Mr. Morale.
No, the
Oh,
last
cool.
one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's dope.
These kids these days. So the point made was Citizen Kane was made by basically one person, Orson Welles. And because of AI, because of the technology, to your point, there will be a kid who will be in her basement, his basement, whatever it is, who will make something better than Citizen Kane. Because in stand-up comedy, you write it, you direct it, you edit it, you do all those things. It won't be noted to death by studio executives.
Right,
you
yeah,
will
yeah.
get the greatest film of all time because the barriers have fallen and some kid in his basement can make the next Citizen Kane.
I mean, honestly, like some of the TikToks that I've seen, like there's a fuck ton of directorial
Yeah.
content. Like watching how they utilize like the tools that they have on TikTok, I'm like, this shit's incredible.
And there are mostly tools on TikTok. Hey, any final points to make? Anyone? anything else you want to say, just for the edit, if you're like, oh, I wanted to make that point or that joke, we want to make you look good. So if you're like, I should have said that, or anything else you want to add.
I'll say the present is yet to come.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He got his presents. He got his presents. That's so cool.
I got you this.
That's why your belly is so, there's actually.
I was keeping them in my bed. Yeah,
it's all hidden under
this
your
is
shirt.
of all my bad material.
And it's so purple rain.
Police since. Is that what that says?
Dear Lord, no wonder it didn't work.
One thing I did want to make clear in the edit is that I think TikTokers and actors online are doing an amazing job.
Great job.
They do super funny stuff, and by no means am I shitting on any of what they're doing. It's more so that, like, these TikTokers are so good at what they do. These actors are so good at what they do. And all I'm doing is basically, like, wondering is how much are we asking them to change when they come on stage?
Very fair point. Good clarification. Thanks for joining us on Rajiv's Roundtable.
Final word? Are you serious?
Say what?
I said I don't get a final word.
I don't think I thought everything you did was perfect. So
Yeah, thanks.
I did have one final thought. What is socialism? What is the? Can you kind of explain like what the deal is and how is it different than comedy?
thanks for joining us on this edition of Rajiv's Roundtable. I've been your host Rajiv, and I still am.
It's just like a